revise our storage account once, because we need storage account for today's activity also. So we'll create it once, then I'll give you intro about ADF. Then we can create one. By the time I think it will be 10:30. Okay, then after the session, we can go on to the practical, I mean, the proper activity, actual activity. Okay, yeah. So let's start without wasting time. So share my screen. So I request all of you, if you have doubts, please keep it for the AMA session. Okay, so we can save time. Yeah, before that, yeah, I will share again this link there. Shashuddin already shared the LMS related sheet. I can see that in the cloud sheet only many are talking about LMS. Okay, so any LMS related attendance related queries, you need to enter in the LMS sheet, and the right person to contact is Shashuddin. Okay, and related to cloud, you can get to me or Shashank. So I'll share the sheet again. Okay, by yesterday night, I had given invite to everybody, those who entered in the sheet. Still, if you haven't received, okay, some people, very few cases, 3, 4 people had this issue. We sent invite, but they didn't get it. It could be some technical problem. I'm not sure about it. So I told them to create a new ID and I shared the invite again. Okay, still, if you have any issue with this cloud, you already entered your details in the cloud sheet. What you can do, you can update in the remarks column and please highlight it, because there are 300 plus entries. Okay, so it's very difficult to find out. Okay, even if you edit it, so highlight. If you're editing a field, just highlight it with the highlighter. Okay, so I'll check it during the interval or break time. Okay, yeah.
Can we mark our attendance now?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello?
9:30 to yeah,
Okay, okay.
1:30 anytime you
Thank
can.
you. Thank you.
So I'm switching off my video. So let's go to uh, Azure Cloud. Yeah. So you can see here, I have created a resource group FTP Day 3. So please use this resource group. Okay. So the first thing, we are going to create a storage account. So you can do along with me. Okay, whatever you created yesterday, it won't be there. So create a new storage account. For today's Azure Data Factory activity, we need the storage account. Let's consider this as a revision plus need prerequisite for our activity. So go to storage account. Okay. So create storage account. So I hope you know the steps drill. Okay, still, I will just tell you about few settings here. Can anybody tell me what is the use of storage account? What is the use of storage account?
To store our data that is required and where we can reflect it in the websites or any other client application.
Yes. Okay. So in what ma'am said, actually two things are covered. Okay. So two things are covered. One is storage. Okay. Then ma'am said we can reflect in the other application. That is, we call, for example, if you are uploading a HTML file to your storage account, you can host it also. Okay, there is a provision for that. The storage integration. Okay, this is one of the important part of the storage account. Integration with other Azure services. Okay, or even third-party services. So integration with other services is one of the important thing. Okay. So that is what exactly we are going to.
Sharing the screen because it's not visible.
Yes, I am sharing the screen. Others, could you just confirm whether my screen is visible or not?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
thank you.
yes, Alvin, it's visible.
Not visible. Let me join
Thank
again.
Yes, sir, you can do that. Yeah. So storage, it support wide variety of storage, right? Wide variety of storage, structure, unstructured, everything you can do there. And you can do integration with other service. That's exactly what we are going to do today. We have more control. Okay, usually, I expected some of you may ask yesterday, what is the difference between this storage account and Google Drive? There also I can save files, so I can. Why should I use the storage account, or how it is different from a normal OneDrive or Google Drive? So these are the reasons. Okay, we have more control and we have more security features. Okay, we can specify the each and every minute aspects of the security. Okay, so now I'm just talking, revising about storage account. Okay, wide variety of format. Okay, data formats available is supported. Yeah, so let's go and create a storage account. So in the settings, yeah, yesterday we have explained these things, but yeah, I will tell you a few things extra. Okay, so name your storage account such a way, Helvin storage. Okay, you can name it like your name plus storage. You can use any region of your choice. Okay, don't use the same region. Yesterday we saw that issue coming, issue too many requesters and it is not loading kind of issue. Okay, that happens because many people access the same region. Okay, and we have performance actually. Okay, standard and premium. By default it is standard. We'll go with standard only. Premium is like it will be very fast, like super fast. So the services which are very time sensitive. Okay, where we need very less latency. Latency means a response time. It should be very fast. Okay, latency should be very low. The time delay between request and response should be very low. In that cases, we'll go for premium, but it's going to be bill more. Okay, it's going to be cost more. And redundancy, I don't have to repeat by the time all of you are clear about this concept of redundancy. So we'll go with LRS, locally redundant storage. That means the copies, backups will be created only in that particular data center. Okay. So please use resource group FTP3, name it, use any region, standard, LRS. So let's go to advanced. Okay. So these options yesterday we explored. Okay, Shashank has explained you this option. Okay, if you give allow anonymous access, then without SaaS token only we can access it. Okay, all of you have shared your links and we accessed it. The point is, if you don't give it, still you can access it. It's not like you cannot access it, but the accessing will require authentication. Okay, the accessing will require authentication with a token. So yesterday somebody is asking what is the use of this SaaS token. It's nothing but a form of authentication. We used username and password to log into our SQL server or virtual machine, right? Instead of this, when you are accessing a file, in that HTTP request itself, okay, in that URL list itself, we are passing a token. Sometimes you must have used API links and all. So we will use that a token for authentication purpose. Same idea. Okay, so if you enable this, then no token needed, just using a normal URL only we can access it. Okay. Yeah, yesterday we were directly accessing. Sometimes you will be accessing it from other third-party application. For example, you can connect your storage account with Azure Data Factory. You can connect your storage account with Power BI, etc. Okay, that time and all, if it is enabled, the connecting will be very easy. Okay, there no need to give any authentication. Okay, so we today it's not a problem. Okay, so we don't enable it. Let's go with the default settings. Okay, no need to do anything here. Go with the default setting. I was just revising it. Then next, networking. Okay, so by default, public access is enabled. Okay, so yesterday when we changed this anonymous access, we changed it into internet routing. Okay, so let's keep it Microsoft routing only because we are not giving anonymous access, so it won't be a problem. So today we are going to use another Microsoft service, another Azure service to access our storage account. Okay, so here also no need to change anything.
Excuse me, sir. What are we
Yes, ma'am.
supposed to do in the security part? I have missed a bit. So I just want to know under security part, what are we supposed to do? I mean, which box we need to check?
There is no security tab, man. You are asking about advanced or data protection. This one, advanced.
No, I'm asking for the advanced. Advanced, under
nothing,
advanced, nothing. It
to
will be
install,
as
yes.
it is, right, sir?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
yes.
okay. Thank you.
So yeah, networking. Okay, keep it as it is. Okay, data protection. I hope you know what is this idea of soft delete. Okay, soft delete means we have hard delete, soft delete in computer science. Soft delete means when we deleting a file in our Windows, it will be go to the recycle bin. That means you can delete, retrieve it later. Normal delete button. But when we use shift delete, it won't go to recycle bin. It directly removed from hard disk. So still, yeah, we can retrieve it, but yeah, normal cases it's not retrievable, right? So by default, storage account comes with a 7-day retaining policy. Okay, that means up to 7 days it will be retained. Okay, that means even if it is deleted, you can retrieve it. After 7 days, it will be permanently deleted. Okay, so if you increase this days or something, again it is going to affect your billing cycle. Okay, so let's keep it as it is. Yeah, so don't change anything here, data protection. Okay, these are little sensitive settings. Okay, and second, see. Yeah, I want to explain one more thing in this advanced. Okay, in this advanced, so many things are there, but here in the advanced setting, you can see this blob storage. Okay, access tier. Okay, access tier, hot and cool. Okay, by default, it's going to be hot. Okay, so hot means frequently accessed storage. That means you are going to fetch data on a daily basis to an application or to a website or to a service. Okay, so that frequently accessing happens is hot tier. Okay, then we have a cool tier, that is infrequently accessed, like backups and all. So backups and all, once in a while only you do the backup, then you may access it maybe weekly once or monthly once, so and so. Okay, there are other tiers also. There is a cold tier, archive, and all is there. But generally, we have this two tier called hot and cool. That means depends on the accessibility, depends on how frequently we access the data. Okay, again, this hot and cold also going to be affecting your uh, building cycle. Okay, so building purpose, it will be marked. So let it keep it hot. I will tell you individual files also you can change later. Okay, if there is a file you upload in storage account, you're thinking it's not frequently accessed, you can change it individually later into cool also. Okay, so I will show you that. So this access tier, keep it in mind. Okay, this is commonly, it's a common understanding to be have when you're discussing about storage account. Yeah. So data protection, encryption, okay. You can just read and understand familiar with settings. I told you a tip yesterday, you can go to this eye icon and get a tool tip about what is the settings for. Okay. So all these things now we don't have to bother. Okay. When we are actually working in a enterprise setup, we may need to sensitively handle each of the settings. Okay. So for time being, I'm just going to review and create. So we are just revising the things we discussed yesterday, storage account. Okay, now let it be deployed. Can anyone tell me what is a container in the context of storage account? What do you mean by container? What
It
is
is
a
like a folder in a
It's
drive.
it's a
Yes.
storage where we can store the blob and other documents.
Yes. Okay. So both are right only. So basically, it is for creating that categories, creating the hierarchy, creating the arrangement, like just like a folder in your. I request all of you to mute once you are answered.
ನಾನು ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅದು ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಂತೀನ ಅದು ಯಾರನ್ನೋ ಬಾ ಇಡೀ ಕ್ಯಾಂಪಸ್
So yeah, so it's like a folder in a normal Windows File Explorer. Okay, so containers. So go to your resource. Okay, I want you to create two containers. Okay, we are going to create two containers. Okay, so let's go to this container option. Yeah, so by default you see a log. Okay, this is a special container. Okay, which will be storing the we say activities happening in your particular
Excuse me,
storage account.
sir. Excuse me,
Yes,
sir. Here I'm saying in the chat that you cannot send messages because you aren't a member of the chat. Why, sir?
Are you using the same email ID which you got invitation, ma'am?
Yes.
You should be able to access it because we haven't disabled the chat for anybody. Sometimes this happens when you accept invitation one from one email, and if you join from another email, sometimes it happens.
Will that be a problem? Will that be an issue, sir, in that case?
No, absolutely no problem. You can unmute and ask your doubts. No issue.
Okay, okay, okay. No, regarding the attendance, I'm asking in case it happens.
Attendance, no, attendance
It
we
is just
downloaded.
only LMS, right, sir?
Yeah, we will download attendance here also, but chat has nothing to do with it. We will
Okay,
download
okay.
Meet attendance also,
Okay.
and we will consider LMS attendance also.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Let's create two containers. Okay, I am naming it like source. Okay, one container I'm naming it a source, like input. Okay, you can use any terminology, not an issue. So usually in ADF we have this terminology source and sink. Okay, SINK, sync. Okay, in the sense like input and output. Okay, or like a source and destination meaning. So I'm going to create two containers. One is source. Okay, I'll just create it. Okay, I'll create one more container, sync. Okay, you can follow this naming convention or you can use your naming convention, not a problem. Okay. So as you said, it is nothing but a folder kind of setup inside the storage account. Instead of directly uploading everything into a storage account, it's going to be a mess, right? So we make this classifications inside it. We make this hierarchy. We make this structure inside the storage account so that we can store for different purposes. Okay, for testing files, development files, or in the development itself, front end, back end. So if you want to store such a way, you can keep the hierarchy project structure inside this storage account with the help of containers. Okay, so now I am going to share you a CSV file in the chat.
Sir, I
You
just
can-
have one small doubt here.
Yes, ma'am.
We cannot create any container inside a container, right here?
No, containers usually we'll use it for uploading.
No,
only. So if
because
you go-
you told about the hierarchical structure. So
Ah,
just I asked.
No. Hierarchical system container insert considered no portable. So if you open the
Okay.
container, you can directly see it is giving you only upload option.
Yes. That's why I asked whether because
Yeah.
hierarchical structure you told, I asked it. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. You can think of like one level of hierarchy. Okay. So yeah. So I will share you a CSV file.
Hierarchy, since it is a storage, inside the storage, we can have a level of containers. Inside the container, we can store unstructured data. So I think that's why you have mentioned the hierarchy of level.
Yes.
I think so.
Yes.
Okay.
It can be interpreted that way also. So I will share this link with you. Not compulsory to use this file. Okay, you know what is CSV? Okay, comma separated values. So you can open your Excel. You can type something randomly and save the file as CSV file, and you can upload. Not an issue. So if you look at my data, you can see there it's like a table structure. Okay, this is a CSV file with having a first row as headers. Okay, employee ID, e-name, department, and some random values. Okay, there are only 4 records here. Okay, so I'm sharing this in the chat. Okay, yeah, you can use this or you can use your file, no problem. But I want you to use a CSV file. Okay, there are certain reason for it. I'll show you. Okay, so CSV is one of the favorite file type in the context of this.
Excuse me, sir.
data operations.
CSV with more number of records works. I mean, I
Yes,
have a
yes.
CS. Yeah, okay.
No
thanks.
problem. Any number of records will work. But the only problem when we're doing the activity, okay, in Azure Data Factory, I might get output in 5 seconds. You might get output in 2 minutes. Okay, that is the only issue. Uploading
Okay.
uploading to container is no difference whether it is having 1000 record or 1 record because uploading time is very negligible. But when we perform activity, that time you may get a delay. That's it.
Okay, sir. Got it.
So I'm going to source, okay, and I'm uploading that particular CSV file. I'll just download it here. I'm uploading the file here. So here also I'll show you some options. I know that you all know how to upload everything because we have done the same thing. Sorry. Have I shared XLX format? Okay. Oh, if I download, it will be in XLX. Okay.
Sir,
You should,
after uploading, what am I supposed to do?
nothing, ma'am. I'll show you. 1 second.
Okay,
My upload
okay.
was
Mhm.
just deleted. Yeah. So here you just uploaded. So you can see here modify date, access tier, okay, block type, and the size, lease date. Okay, so I would like to discuss few things here. If you click on this file, you have an option to change the tier here. Okay, access tier. Okay, that is a type of access. So every file you are uploading to this particular storage account will be of hot access tier. Why? Because we set that as default access tier for your entire storage account. So I'm telling that every file you upload will belong to hot tier. Okay. But if you want to change one file, you can select the file. Okay. Then you can change the tier here. Okay. So you can see here the access tier, we have cool, cold, archive option. That means depending on the frequency of access, it is classified into 4. Okay, so I'm telling you, even if you create a storage account with cool, okay, 1 or 2 file, if you want to switch to hot, you can do that. Okay, so the access tier can be set for individual files also. That's my point. Okay. I'm not changing it. I'm just telling you this is possible. Okay. So these options will come only if you select the file. Okay, upload your EMP file or any CSV file, select it, then you can see the option. Deletion is there, all these things are there. So another thing I would like to tell you is the acquire lease option. Okay, acquire lease. If I click acquire lease here,
So, excuse me, sir. Instead of CSV, if I upload XLS, will that work?
it will work, but for this activity it will work, but I will show you some limitation. What will happen if you use Excel? Okay, I will show you that.
Okay, sir.
So these all options will work. What I'm showing, changing tier, acquire lease, everything will work. But the problem, when you try to preview the data, okay, or directly reading the data from the storage account, these things are not supported for a XLSX. Okay, that is supported only for CSV here. Okay. So I'll just show you that. So acquire lease means the idea is, see, this storage account might be shared with multiple people. So there could be a chance for simultaneous access. Okay, I mean, same time, 2 people may try to access the same file or modify the same file. Or I am working on this file, somebody else may come and delete this file. Okay, this will create ambiguities, confusions, right? So if a file, if you're working on it, if you don't want anybody to edit it or modify it or delete it for a short time period, what you can do, you can acquire the list. If you acquire the list, till you release it, okay, till you break the lease, no other user will be able to delete or modify it, this particular file. Okay, so this is a common settings for storage account. Any file you can apply this. Yesterday you uploaded image file also, right? There also you can do it. So you can just click it, and if I break lease here, okay, so acquire lease is not active because it's already acquired. It is on lease now. Okay, you can see here lease state. Okay, you can see leased. Okay, so if I click this and break lease, okay, it will give you a warning. Breaking the lease will allow the selected blocks to be deleted or modified. Are you sure to continue? Okay, are you sure you want to continue? So I'm clicking OK, I'm breaking the lease. Okay, so you can try this acquire lease, but don't keep the lease there. Okay, please break the lease once you try it. Okay, you can try it, but keep the lease break. Okay, you can see the lease state is broken. Okay, so now to that question, what will happen if I upload Excel file or any other file, PDF or anything? Why I'm telling you to stick to CSV? You right click. Okay, you have an option here, view or edit. If you right click, you have an option here, view or edit. Okay, so all other options you can see, generating SAS also, version history also, changing there, everything is there. The same thing what you have. But my concern is about the first option. So click on the file. Okay, right click on the file. You can see view or edit. Click on the view or edit option. Okay, so you can see the CSV here, the content here. The best thing about CSV file, see, remember yesterday in this SQL server, we were able to directly edit the table using the GUI. So I told you that is only for SQL, MS SQL. It is not available on MySQL. The same way, this GUI editing feature directly available only for CSV. It's not available for Excel. So, so those who are upload Excel file, you won't be able to see the preview here. It will be showing in a different encoding format. So if I click here preview, see, you can see it nicely, and you can even edit it. You can edit it also here. That is why I told you to use CSV file. Okay, so once we do the activity, if you want to see the output or so, so and so, you can go and easily see on a CSV file. And also, Azure Data Factory support only CSV for some activities. Okay, some activities is only support CSV. I will tell you why so and so. Okay, so I will just edit and show you. For example, Rahul Vikas is number 2. Okay, EID is 2. I will make it 6. Okay, I'm just editing in the CSV format here. I'll save it here. Okay, so if I click preview, you can see it's edited. So if you're uploading PDF or any other file format, you have to download and preview it in your local system. Directly in the cloud, you don't have an option to see it. Okay. So I hope all of you have created the storage account and created 2 containers. So one is source and one is sink. The source is containing any CSV file, one CSV file. Okay, that's it. So now it's the time to talk about our ADF. Okay, so ADF is a Azure Data Factory. Okay. So what we have done so far, it's like a prerequisite. So we have created one storage account. Inside that we created 2 container. Okay, and that source container is containing one CSV file. Okay, this is what we have done so far. Okay, so what the activity we are going to perform is known as copy activity. That means we are going to, from one container to another container, we are going to move the data. Okay, we are going to create a copy of the data. So from the source, we will take it and we will convert it into the sink. Okay, so what is this Azure Data Factory? Okay, again, this is also a platform as a service option. Okay, so have you anybody are familiar with this term called ETL process?
Yes, sir. It's basically a mechanism used in data warehousing for cleansing of data extraction and cleaning.
Okay, so yeah, so basically, simple terminology, I would say ADF is a cloud-based ETL. Okay, ETL solution. So ETL means extract, okay, transform, load. Okay, so what do you mean by extract, transform, load means you will gather the data. Okay, you will extract or gather the data from multiple data sources. Okay, multiple sources, and also you can perform some operations on it. Okay, you can perform some operations on it. That is the transformation. Okay, performing some operation based on your requirement, some operation. So in the case of Azure Data Factory, this operation, most of the cases, it will be like data movements, okay, kind of operation, or data flow operation. I will explain it. But yeah, we're performing some operation, and when we are going to convert it or load it into another particular data source, okay, but into a specific type of data source.
Sir, one more question is there.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Sir, what is the difference ETL and ELT? What is exactly what the 2 different way we are using, like in data loading and extraction? What is functionality have a different?
I am not sure about your question. You're asking ETL and ELT. Any differences there?
Yeah.
I think it's. I don't think. See, normally it is ETL is extracting, transforming, loading.
Okay.
Loading and transform. See, extract, load. Both times are in the sense like fetching data and pushing data.
Okay.
So yeah, ELT. I'm not sure in which context it is used. Maybe any services in following that order. I'm not sure. Yeah. Shashank,
Okay.
you have any idea about ELT? Any services? Because I haven't came across anything that uses ELT. I mean, everywhere we follow this pattern only, extracting, transform, load only.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, if I
Yes.
can answer this question, actually, ETL basically we are having structured and unstructured data both. But in ELT, we have massive amount of structured and unstructured data. But when we talk about, specifically ETL, the question sir is having that first we are, transform and then we are loading. So we can have cloud based that you have mentioned right now, sir. So it is basically the data type, the understanding which I have.
Okay, I'm not sure about this answer, ma'am, because see, ETL is a common terminology. For example, Power BI also we are telling ETL, or many tools are there
Yes.
for ETL. So it's
Yes.
just the flow is like this, extracting, transforming, and loading. So why should somebody extract, then load and transform? So I don't understand the point. Okay, never mind. So let's continue with this one. Some other terminologies you may come across when you are discussing about ADF are this. Okay, like we said, data migration. Okay, data movement. Yeah, data movement. And what we say, data integration. Okay, that is also important. So these are some terminologies. I mean, these are some problems which can be addressed. Okay, these are some concerns which can be addressed by our Azure Data Factory. Okay, but the basic idea is on the cloud-based ETL only. Microsoft itself in the official documents is referring ADF as a cloud-based ETL solution only. Okay, so from multiple sources, we are going to fetch the data and we are going to do something on it, and we will be doing it. Sometimes you will see this terminologies like what we say, data ingestion. Okay, data ingestion is nothing but this loading process. Okay, so maybe I will mention it here. This extracting process, the initial stage, pushing data. This is only the ingestion. Okay, ingest data. Sometimes we say. So the overall activity by Microsoft terminology, we call it as orchestration. Okay, that means having the control over the services and doing this process. Okay, that full process is called orchestration. I think I can just, yeah, better than this 1 second. I can just show you some pictures. You just Google it also, you'll get it. It's not a big deal. Yeah. So basic idea of this picture will summarize the basic idea of a Azure Data Factory. So you can fetch from real life cloud, you can fetch from apps, you can fetch from on-premise data centers. You can bring data from multiple sources to your data factory, and you can do something on it, and you can move it to a database or any other kind of data store. Okay, it could be you can move it to a data lake, you can move it to any some other storage mechanism, anything. Okay, then from there it is going to taken by a analytical service, something like Power BI or anything, Tableau, something. So once it is done, it is converted into a output format. Okay, that is the last loading is done. Then it will, from the loaded place, it will be taken to that displaying that the presentation layer. Okay, so that is in this process. This is where your data factory comes. So if I am giving a real life situation, imagine a company. Okay, big firm. So they are getting real-time data into our storage account. Imagine, okay, that means some service is pushing data into storage account. The same time in their on-premise, I hope you know what is on-premise, right? Something that completely maintained by ourselves in our physical institution. Okay, so I am maintaining something in my offline mode in my institution, in my company. Okay, some logs or data, something. So I need to use both of this. Something that generated by the cloud solution in my storage account and something generated by my employees in the on-premise. Both I have to combine. I need to bring it to one place. I have to do something on it, combine it, and use. So such a situation, your data factory come to play. And also it works on massive amount of data. Okay, so when I said this one, okay, when I am talking about this data migration and all, it's not just simple data migration. It is huge scale. Okay, huge scale, big scale of data migration movements or integration processes are happening here. So, and also another thing I would say, you can have it on a scheduled manner. Okay, or you can trigger it.
Sir, I just want to know, like few minutes back only you were saying that Azure data factory can only support CSV files. I mean, here only that.
I never said it will support only CSV file. I said that it prefers CSV file for some activities. Okay, it supports
Okay,
huge
for
amount
some,
of sources. Yeah, yeah.
that's
No.
what I'm thinking.
No.
Okay,
If anybody got that wrong idea, I'm correcting
okay,
it now. Yeah.
okay.
I will show you what all it supports. So many data stores are there, but I'm telling for the activity you're performing today, the best format will be CSV. Okay. And also many cloud services, logs, files, everything output is usually in CSV. Okay, that also there. Okay, so and for example, if you have SQL database, you can simply convert into CSV. So CSV is like a universal thing. So that is why I said. Okay, so it has its own advantages when come to storage account. You can see the view, so and so things and all. That's it. Okay, so also it support scheduled triggering and all. So for example, every time some change happened to my storage account, I can fetch it and push it to my data factory, or data factory can detect it on a schedule basis or on a trigger basis. Okay, so these are some things related to like intro to data factory. There are some components inside the data factory. I will show you that. Before that, I think there is one more picture. Yeah, so this is from official documentation only. Okay, the same idea only. It is telling the data factory role is here. Okay, loading and doing something on it and pushing into it, giving it to analysis part. Okay, this is where the data factory plays the role. Okay, so let's go and create a data factory. The process is very simple, and I'll just drive you through the interface of data factory. So it's not like a VM or SQL. It's actually opens a new app inside your cloud service. Okay, so I'll just give you the idea about interface. Then I think it will be already 10:30. Okay, so we'll do the activity after that. So yeah. So go to your, okay, so keep it like this, both the container, we'll use it later. We'll connect it with Azure Data Factory, ADF. Okay, let's go to the home page. Just search for Data Factory. Okay, Data Factory. So you see here, Data Factories. I'll zoom and show you. Data Factories. Okay. Okay. So then you can click here, create a data factory, or you can click here, create a data factory. Okay, both will work. Okay, so search for data factory. Same thing, same interface only. So that is a good thing about Azure. Once you familiarize with one resource, all other resources have the similar syntax actually. Okay. So use the resource group FDP3. So name, you can give your name and some identifier. I'll give like Helvin's factory. Okay, so you must have already noticed that some places Azure have this restrictions on names. Okay, some places you can use only lowercase and all. Some places it allow you both lower, upper numbers, everything. So you can it is changes varies from resource to resource. Okay, so here it is fine. You can use it. And region, I would go with West US 3. So you can use any region. Yeah. You can even I would suggest you to use the same region as your storage account. Okay, I'm not telling like it won't work if you use a different region. It will definitely work. But what is the advantage of having in the same region, both data factory and storage account? It will reduce that latency. Okay, so that is a common ideology. If you have using multiple resources in the same region, it's better. Okay, if possible, you can use both your storage account and data factory in the same region. Okay, when I talk about latency, it's not like you may not even feel it. Okay, but I'm telling you, technically, theoretically, yeah. So version currently version available is V2. Okay, so they don't have any backtrack option. I mean, backward compatible versions are not available here. We previously we have 1.5 and all. So we are going with V2 only, Data Factory version 2. Okay. I hope all of you are with me. You're creating it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So go to next. Git configuration. See, I told
Yes.
you, yeah, Data Factory is can work on triggers, okay, like real time. So there is this option for configuring your Git. That means from any changes happen to your Git repository, you can fetch it to your Data Factory or vice versa. So you can make a workflow from your Git to Data Factory. Okay, so we are not doing it now. If you wanted later also you can configure. So by default it will be like configure later. So you can configure it later. Okay, so networking connect via public endpoint. Okay, that you already know. We have to give it public endpoint, so we don't have to change anything here also. That's networking. Then advanced. Okay, advanced is like by default encryption will be managed by Microsoft. Okay, MMK, Microsoft Managed Encryption Keys. But sometimes imagine if you want to do something very confidential, so and so things, if you want to give encryption from your side, like a customized encryption option, like you can have a particular key for encrypting so and so. So Microsoft do have that advanced option, okay, but you don't have to do it. I'm just explaining you the settings, what is what. Okay, so basically you don't have to do any changes here. So far, whatever resources we created, the easiest one will be ADF. Nothing, absolutely no change here. Okay, only basics you have to give. Rest everything I'm just explaining you. Okay, you don't have to change anything. Then tags, I told you it is common for all the resources for identification purpose. It's a metadata. So we don't have to do it. Then just you can review and create. Okay. So I told you, even if you are very experienced in cloud also, this review page, you have to review. Okay, that is the best practice. You have to just make sure everything is fine. The region, version, public endpoint, okay, fine. Then you create. Just take 1 second to review it and create it. Okay, what happens now? Sometimes I do something in basic, then I come to networking. So I make a change there. So it may affect the previous settings also. Deployment status to resource group is unknown. Okay, let me see. Yeah, but it's okay. This is a technical glitch, but yeah, deployment is completed. So deployment is completed. Yes, I was telling you that it's important to review that before creating. So some changes are settings are interrelated. If you make a change in security, it may affect your basic, vice versa. Okay, so yeah, always review it. So make sure you got this particular screen. Okay. So you can see the overview as usual. You can see the name, status succeeded. Okay. If some of you might get a status here wrong, okay, not succeeded, like failed or something, you have to try again. You can see the region, etc., etc., etc. So if you come, you can see here Launch Studio. So when you launch it, it's going to take you to a separate subdomain of Azure. Okay, it is not portal.azure.com. It is going to take you to adf.azure.com. A separate tab will be launched. Okay, so this component, okay, it's work like a individual entity. Okay, it's not a easy thing like virtual machine or something. It have many option to do by itself. Okay, and their interface you will get. Okay, dashboard kind of setup. So click on this launch. Okay. Okay, something is wrong. Why I'm seeing Puja Factory? Let me just. Okay, sometimes Azure do have this problem. Okay, where is my one? Anybody renamed it or what happened? Okay. Okay, let no issue. I'll just. I think somebody else used minus. No, I'll just quickly create one second. Yeah, sometimes these kind of things happen. last time also something like this happened. Okay, let's see.
Somebody
Because
has changed.
yeah, no problem. Yeah. So I'll just drive you through. So those who have got this interface telling like your factory, you can just take a screenshot and share it in the chat so I can understand. Okay, not this one. Okay, after launching this one. You can see that Helvin's fact. Okay, Helvin's factory. I just created here Helvin's fact. So this is your dashboard. I request you to mute, sir. Please check. So you can see here, this is your Ramesh, sir. Yeah.
Yeah.
Please mute, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay.
So yeah, so you can see here, you can expand this one. So you can see the home, author, monitor, manage. Okay. So you can see that whatever things we are telling, it is there. So there are few components inside this you need to know. Okay. So maybe I'll just explain it, then we can wind up. Okay. So there are some components, okay, terminologies we used. Okay. One is linked service. Okay, LS, okay. LS, linked service. This is a connection to your data storage, okay, or you can say your storage account. Okay, so in this case, we are using storage account. Okay, from ADF, if you want to pull any data to ADF, you first thing you have to create a link service. Okay, so this link service comes under manage option. Okay, link service will comes under manage option. Okay, we are not doing it now. Time is not there, so I'm just telling you. You can note it. It is coming under manage. Okay, so this is under the manage option. Okay, then once link service is created, the next things we have to create components we create inside our, this one is data source and activity, data flow, etc. So those things, everything will comes inside this author. So I'll just open and show you. You can see here author, a pipeline, data set, data flow, etc. etc. Okay, so what is data set? Okay, I'm telling, I'm not giving you proper definition sort of thing. I'm just giving you basic idea in layman terms. Okay, data sets is a representation of data inside your area. You can think of like an instance of data, something like that. Okay, so if you have multiple file, for each file you have to create one data set. Okay, for example, I'm going to combine two files. So what will I do? I'll create one data set for one file, another data set for another file, and then later I will do a operation. Okay, so yeah, data flow, it's like a kind of flow chart. Okay, it's a visualized way of, it's a I would say graphical way of representing the data flow, the flow of data, yeah, from one place to another place, where it is go. You can structure it with the help of the data flow. It's not always mandatory, but you can do it. Then pipeline is like okay, we have activity before pipeline. Okay, activity means a single process to do something. For example, what we are going to do is like copy activity today. Copy activity. We have transform activity, movement activity, etc. etc. So example, copy activity. Okay, one single process. Okay. So what is a pipeline? In general sense, we use pipeline. We say like, okay, the thing is under pipeline. Okay, it is working. The plan is under execution. In the same we say. So pipeline, you can say it's a collection of multiple activities. Okay, multiple activities. We put activities inside a pipeline to execute it. You can also think of it's like a logical unit of related processes. Okay, any definitions will do. Okay, logical unit of related processes. Okay, so this has some terminology, basic terminology you need to know. I think I can show you one picture also. I'll keep it here. Okay, then I'll just wind up. We have 3 minutes. Then once we come back, we directly do the activity. So I think this is like, this is how it looks like basically. Yeah. So data sets. Okay. So the activity is making use of linked service and data set. Okay. So basically, first we will create a linked service to a particular data source or storage. It could be SQL, it could be storage account, it could be any type of storage. Okay. Then with the help of the linked service, we will be creating data sets. Okay. With the help of the linked service, through that connection, we will fetch that file into our ADF. Okay, so the files representation inside the ADF is the data set. Okay, instance of that particular file. You can give any definition here. Instance of the file or whatever that table or whatever it is. Okay, then activity is the thing that you are going to perform. Okay, it's that operation. Okay, single operation. Okay, so multiple activities will be part of a pipeline. Okay, for example, we can schedule with the help of pipeline, we can schedule it, we can trigger it. For example, if this happens, do the copy activity. After the copy activity, I can do another activity. So inside the pipeline, I can sequentially or parallelly, I can arrange my activities, so and so. Like it can be super complicated. If possible, I'll show you one real life. This one it can be so complicated also, but we are doing it in a simple way to make understanding of what is what. Okay, we are not doing it in a proper way. We are just doing it in a simpler scale to understand the concept. Okay. So all of you got ADF. You can take a snapshot of that screen dashboard and share it in the chat. We'll do the activity after the guest session.
Thank you, Alvin. I guess Nitin has joined. Nitin, are you there?
Yeah. Hi, Shashank. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Nitin. Let me just share my screen. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So a very good morning to all the faculty present here in the call. My name is Shashank, and I welcome the people from EY GDS. So in this particular session, volunteer engagement session, I welcome Nitin to facilitate the session. And talking about Nitin, Nitin is working as an associate manager with EY GDS Transactional Analytics and having an experience of more than 8 years in the field of data analytics. And his proficiency lies in the domain and field of artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, some data analytics tools like Power BI, SQL, and advanced Excel. Nitin is also certified in Coupa network optimization and has a very good experience in agile software development also. And talking about his experience, he has worked with pharmaceutical industries and has been dealing with several clients across multiple geographies, example North America, South America, Australia, UK, and Europe. And during his leisure time, he likes to play video games. So I welcome Nitin in this engaging session, and I hope that Nitin will deep dive into the world of Power BI, sharing his invaluable insights, best practices, and the real-life examples. And I hope all the faculty members would have the opportunity to learn about Power BI's capabilities, understanding the potential impact on mainly business intelligence, and explore the tips and tricks to maximize the effectiveness. So I hand over the session to Nitin. Welcome, Nitin, once again. and the session is all yours now. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Shashank, for the introduction, and thank you for providing me this opportunity. Yeah, so I will quickly bring up my screen. So in today's session, we are planning to cover two case studies, two renowned Indian startups, how they have applied Power BI solutions and cloud solutions to solve their business problems. And yeah, before that, just would like to ask the audience some few questions, some general questions to set the base for those discussing those case studies. So I hope everyone is aware about Power BI. You are aware about how to use the tool, what features does it have. I believe so.
No, sir.
Oh, okay. So have you seen it before, or if you have not worked on it at all?
Yes, so I have an idea. It is a data visualization tool, and it includes ETL process.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, it's a data visualization tool. Yeah, there are some so we won't be going much into the functionalities, but more into how we can use this tool to solve a real business problem. So yeah, so I will cover any concept wherever required, and so yeah. So before that, I hope everyone is aware of what is business intelligence. Any idea anyone has what is the business intelligence? So it's a domain. Anyone can provide any input. So business intelligence, again, it's a very wide domain. It's a set of tools, techniques, different definitions for people. Yeah, Rajni. So we have some answers. Yes. Yeah, it's all around data. So business intelligence all about getting the data, shaping it, storing it, presenting in a way to bring insights. So Power BI, as you can see, it says Power BI. So it's a tool for business intelligence itself, and Microsoft also markets it as a self-service business intelligence tool. So before, if you go 5 or 6 years back, if somebody had to do business intelligence, I mean, it was so difficult. You need professional developers to build a simple dashboard. Like even in earlier, we used to build dashboards in Excel, and even if you have to put 2 or 3 drop downs, it would need a developer to build those dashboards. But a self-service business intelligence tool is you can build some business users if you have the right data in the right form. They can build simple dashboards on your own. You don't need much of technical expertise. Yeah, there are advanced functionalities in Power BI where you need a Power BI developer. But simple dashboards, yes, even business users can quickly pick up and using it. So it's a self-service BI tool. And so the first, yeah, so I hope we have some idea about what is BI and a self-service BI. Then whenever we are building dashboards, so there is some concept around it, like why do we want to build it? So across the case studies and all the visuals that I will show, so whenever a solution is being built, they would cover some have 3 things in mind. So which is the context, audience, and the goal. So whenever we are building a visualization tool, we keep these 3 things in mind, like what is the context, why we need a dashboard in the first place. So there must be some problem. The business might be not be able to solve some issue. They're not able to identify, or they might be taking a lot of time to find the. Yeah. I haven't shared till now. Yeah. So we'll be quickly sharing the case study. Yeah. So just clearing some basics.
Excuse me, sir. What are the
Yeah.
3 concepts you were talking about?
Yeah. So whenever as a consultant, if
Context,
somebody, as a consultant, somebody comes and we have to solve business problems. So technical implementation is something different. But as a consultant, if some client comes, okay, we have to solve some problem. So we look at it from 3 different angles, which is context, which is why do they need the dashboard in the first place? Are they facing some kind of issues? What kind of issues are they facing? What was the need? Maybe they want to track their, maybe some business is not able to track their orders, daily or at daily level. So yes, that is the context why they need a dashboard, maybe a daily dashboard or an hourly dashboard. Then who is the intended audience for the dashboard? That impacts a lot of things while building the dashboard. If it's going to be used by an executive, like it is going to be seen by like the CEO or like directors, some very high level management professionals. So we keep it simple. They only want to see the high level numbers. But if it's going to be used by an analyst, they want very detailed drill down. So the intended audience impacts a lot on what we put on the dashboard. And finally, what is the goal? What kind of questions are they looking to answer through the dashboard? So that will impact what charts we place on it, how we place it, order them. So these three things are a constant guide for us to, okay, whenever you're building something, okay, does this answer all these three sections? If not, we keep on iterating until we get the best solution. So context, audience, and goal. Any visualization like project is like we have to keep these three things into mind. And now data visualization, there's been a lot of like craze about it. Why? Because we have lots of data and the companies want to take data driven decisions now. Everything has to be supported by data. So the companies naturally want to move towards like data visualization, good data visualization tools. Yeah. So I hope some these basic concepts are clear to everyone. But yeah. Sure. Yeah, I will
Yes,
cover.
sir.
Yeah. Yeah, so I will cover now. Start with the case studies. Yeah, maybe we can discuss more examples in the end. But yeah, these are like real case studies by renowned startups. I guess I hope everyone would be aware about them. But yeah, let's start. Yes. Yes. So our first case study covers Swiggy. I hope everyone is aware about it or actually has the app installed on their phone. So we will covering what Swiggy was facing, what issue it was facing, and like how it solved its problem with Power BI in Azure Active Directory. And yeah, let's move. So we have divided the problem into different sections. So we'll giving what's the problem, what the challenge they were facing, what the change they needed, what solutions and outcomes and all this. Yeah. So Swiggy, yeah, I think everyone is aware it was founded a decade back and it has grown very rapidly. So when it's startups, so the usual problem startups face is their scale over time, and they scale very rapidly. And yeah, so the solutions or the architecture that might work for like a smaller business may not be feasible for like a bigger startup. So just for example, like if they're servicing 1,000 customers, they might have some simple technical they might be using simple databases, doing analysis in Excel. That would be fine. But if they decide to expand maybe from cities to cities or more and more orders and customers, they have to look at different architecture which can handle that amount of volume. So it totally the solution, everything depends, changes a lot on what's the volume of data they're handling. Like if you look at even bigger organization like in Google or Facebook, they handle like humongous amount of data. They have entirely different architectures. So Swiggy was also facing this issue out of like scaling, and they were looking into different solutions. Yeah. So as I mentioned, like so earlier they were whatever the business intelligence tools they were using, they were time consuming because as they scale, you have to be like more efficient. You have to optimize everything, how you interact with each other, like different departments. So as it keep on seeing growth, like they face accessibility issues, functionality limitations, security concerns. So accessibility is again, a lot of people start using it. Again, it might not be possible to provide access to everyone. They like some people will have to wait a lot of time because their solutions have not been designed to handle such large volumes. And security concerns because we have different levels of users for a bigger organization. There might be regional managers, there might be like analysts working at very low level data. So regional manager should not see other regions data, then and like analyst level, they should only be able to see their zonal data. These kind of security restrictions are there when you're working on in an organization. Yeah, so Swiggy decided, okay, so they have to migrate, they have to evaluate something better. So there are other business intelligence tools they evaluated, and they stress tested with the different solutions, and they finally realized that Power BI is the best solution for them. So yeah. Yeah. So Swiggy, yeah, again, like they've migrated all their older dashboards, everything into Power BI. As you can see, migrating into Power BI is much, I think if you have already existing dashboards and they were built like a lot of time back, building in Power BI easier, definitely. So it's, as I said, it's a self-service BI tool. So to some extent, it's easier to build, like, connect data, build like place drop downs, everything filters. It's much easier in them. So they utilize Power BI. They were able to migrate in a short span of time. And again, Power BI provides a lot of functionality. It is built to handle enterprise levels of data. It can provide different security levels to different users and all these things. Yeah. So let's see how they solve their problem. So they have data. So on the left hand side, they have different sources of data. They place their data sets in different ways. So we have the Snowflake, which is a data warehouse. So data warehouse, you can see it's again handle structured, no, unstructured data. They can place all those things in a data warehouse. Then they have Presto DB, which is for distributed database. Again, since they have like every second they are having orders and everything. So for these companies, like having something on a single database is not sufficient. They have to multiply it across several databases and read like multi-level processing they have to do. And they use MySQL. It's a SQL database, and our good old Excel. Like, so all these different data sources they have, and now what they do is they have to input those data set into Power BI. So Power BI provides native connectors, and it more like in Power BI you can, by Microsoft, it provides different connectors. Is just some you can see like in different options in Power BI where you, according to the data source, where Microsoft will provide you the steps and you can go and connect to different databases. So once you have the databases connected, they will be fetched into your Power BI. Into tables, you can build a model on it. You can connect, define the joins and mappings, and build the dashboards. And on that, you can apply row level security. So Power BI has a feature called row level security, which is again which you can implement your security policies. Maybe something is only visible at the CEO level, so CEO will only be able to see it. Something should be only visible, or a regional manager should only be able to see only data of Delhi. They should not be able to see data of any other maybe state. So that kind of securities, row level securities. So by row level, it means there are rows in the database in behind. So those rows should not be visible to a particular person. And those are like happen through the Active Directory. So there are two things in role. Whenever we are implementing any security, there are two things: authorization and authentication. So authentication is whether the user is what they have logged in. So it validates, okay, if I am logging in as Nitin Kumar, it will ask for my password and it confirms, okay, that I am Nitin Kumar. So that is authentication. Then is authorization. Does Nitin Kumar have a particular access? If yes, okay, I will be able to see something. If not, I won't. So that is authorization. So any security implementation has two steps: authentication and authorization. So yeah, so they have implemented security, then it goes to gateways. So gateways are just like it's a gate like organizational personal gateway and on-premises gate. So sometimes companies have data on the cloud, but they would also like to keep some critical data on their own premise. So they might maintain some server rooms, but they want everything to be connected. So this is where gateways come. earlier everything used to be on like on premise. Companies used to manage all their servers and everything within the premise, and it was expensive and costly. And or moving to the
Nitin?
cloud. Yeah.
Hi, Nitin. Sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
One of the participants is asking to zoom the screen. They're not able to view clearly. This is Ambali from Assurance QNRM, EY.
Sure. It's I think bigger. I can actually zoom in wherever which part I'm discussing. I hope it's visible. I'm not able to see the comments in sharing actually. So
Yes, Nitin, it's visible.
yeah. I will zoom in on the part I'm discussing. And yeah, so on the gateways, yes. Yeah. So this is the data sets, different data sets where we started. We use connectors, which are inbuilt in Power BI to connect to those databases. Then we built a dashboard on it, applied row level security. Then we use gateways to connect our on-premise data sets. And finally, we have a dashboard. And these are some external tools that you can use in Power BI to build your dashboard. So these are not like mandatory, but when you're building enterprise level dashboard, so performance and everything becomes very, very critical. Like nobody can wait a minute for a dashboard to load, or if they have to frequent. So having your dashboards optimized becomes necessary. So these are like external tools to like write your queries, performance, analyze your performance, and all these things, which are available in Power BI, which you can download externally. So these are not inbuilt in Power BI. This DAX Studio, Vertic Pack, Analyze, and Power BI Helper. And once they have the dashboard, everything they like. So in Power BI, you build your dashboard and publish it online in a Power BI service, which is called Workspaces. And you can apply some data set refresh. Okay, so it dashboard should be refreshed every minute, it should be refreshed every day, every hour, whatever you can decide, and the business users can access it. Yeah, so this is to the architecture. Yeah, and yeah, please interrupt me if anyone has any questions. So what did they achieve? Like they were able to aggregate data from like different the database is all at one place. People could analyze it from different ways. They could answer different questions, like what is the number of orders, how in the last hour, what cities are performing better, how is the campaign impacting their sales. Yes, so these kind of questions they can now answer once they have the dashboards. Now yeah, let's move to the actual dashboards now. Yes, so this is a real-time dashboard. It's for analyzing like the real-time information, how the orders are performing, and at day to day, like at hourly level, at what city level. So this is something maybe regional managers or like a zonal manager will use to quickly see, okay, something is not doing well, or something is some pattern is changing, so they can look into it. And also it provides valuable data to like prepare. So you can see, if I can see hourly trend, so I know at which hour I should have the most resources. Uh, like on the top right chart, the hourly trend. So based on the like if this dashboard is provided to the user, do you think they can suggest, okay, at what time we have like peak traffic or peak orders, and where like how should I when should I have the most number of delivery agents around, right? It around 12 noon. We have some peak around this, and then there's some lag, and then again, and the evening, we again it peaks. So this is one insight that quickly somebody like based on city areas and everything they can see, and they can optimize their delivery agents, and they can see which cities are performing well, which cities are not performing well, which cities are growing over a year. So they may need more improvement over time. They may need more agents, more resources, more customer support. All these things they can analyze. Yes. So this is a real-time dashboard. So might be useful for it again for a regional manager or a city manager. Then we have a sales dashboard, which is tracking at the restaurant level. Maybe individual analysts are looking at can drill down okay on a particular restaurant. Maybe it has declining sales or it has getting bad reviews. Also, they can quickly see okay some something is not performing well or okay we are performing well. So a sales dashboard where they're looking at sales directly. So yeah, so this is not like so this is not keeping in mind so this is again a different context. Real-time dashboard or a different context. Sales dashboard is a different context. It answers different kind of questions. So yeah, moving on to the next dashboard. Yeah, so we have a traffic conversion dashboard. It shows the traffic.
There was a question.
Yeah,
There was a question, somebody asking, please, what am I seeing? What am I inferring from this? Like when you show dashboard, they're asking like, how do they infer? Maybe they're not familiar with these kind of graphical representation. Just explain that one, yeah, on the dashboard.
Yeah, real time or the sales?
Nitin, maybe you can zoom that also.
Data, yeah, the data points were not clear. Only the graph was there in the previous screen as well.
Okay.
Dashboard, yeah.
Sure. Yeah. So yeah, let's look at an hourly trend as a regional manager or a zonal manager. I see in my city. So this is the traffic. This is the number of orders. So at around noon it starts increasing for few hours. Then I have good volume till 5 or 4 or 6 4 or 5 p.m. and then again it starts zooming from 7. So this is the pattern I see in my data. Now I can prepare it for it. So that's the goal. So the context was to see the hourly trend. Maybe the audience is like a zonal manager, city manager who wants to know like what's the day to hourly like change in my orders, and then the goal is to like take decisions how to optimize it, how to cater to all these orders in the best way. So so we have the hourly data. Now this data will be used to like place your delivery agents, or like we should have more delivery agents at noon, more delivery agents around after 7 p.m. and doesn't make sense to have a lot of people in the midnight 4 a.m. or in 1 a.m. So this is like one thing, that one type of question that we will be able to answer and actually implement in our organization. So this is like data can be output, it can be used for optimization. So this is like one goal that we can achieve. And yes, so as you can see, this is a city by city chart for trend. And I can clearly see which cities are performing well, which cities are not performing well. So maybe yes. So like how we can see like which cities, maybe we did some campaign and we want to see like we have they like highlighting which cities are most important to us, which is giving us most business. So this is like whenever I see a visual, it's a way of like if I just show somebody table, like they won't be able to understand quickly. But if I present a visual, some things would be like quickly visible to the user. So that's the goal like of every visualization or dashboard, to make things that are hidden in our data to make them explicit and quickly seeing okay, I can see okay, yeah, most of my businesses comes from these metropolitan cities, and yeah, small cities are also catching up quickly. And again, yes, so if somebody needs more detailed data, we like sometimes we can add some granular tabular data which they can see okay, what are the current number of orders, how much of the pending, what is the growth, if there is like a lot of decline, okay, what's the reason for those declines. So like we can be somebody like an analyst would be constantly monitoring them to see like if there no such issue is happening, like okay, why there is some like major decline, or why if there's some major uptick or major increase, they will come to the dash, they will realize in okay, yeah, we need more resources, otherwise there will be
క్వశ్చన్ పేపర్ ఎప్పుడు పెట్టేది ఇల్లు
yeah. Any query?
Lakshmi had something, I think.
Probably I can shift to the meeting.
And someone has a query, what is this SDLW data? It is specific to the Swiggy. So SDLW, Nitin, if you be able to explain that.
I think yeah, it's some the business term. So
Yes,
even
it is
yeah,
specific to Swiggy. Should be
yeah, yeah.
Swiggy delivery.
Yes, yes. Yeah. And seeing other questions and yeah. So like so the main idea behind it like is to see make things explicit. What is implicit in the data set? Yeah, these are some terms there. Those are specific to the business, like to Swiggy. Yeah, like yeah, as Emily mentioned, it might be something to deliveries. But each and every chart is trying to make something explicit to the end user. And we are presenting in a way that okay, they quickly look up and see, okay, this was something. Again, if I show some like an Excel table, they will have to make some charts, they will have to do aggregation, pivot tables. Okay, then they will see, okay, my orders are changing or something. But a dashboard's purpose is to quickly make things explicit and in an easy way. So each and every chart can be used to answer some different kind of information. And this is built specifically taking into account the context. They must have this context. Okay, we want to see hourly trend. We want to see which cities are performing. And they want to see at a tabular level, okay, what is happening? Where is the growth? Where is the decline? So that they can take some actions. They can make some decisions, data-driven decisions. So if you're implementing in your own case, it will vary, like depend on what kind of context where you're building the dashboard. So that will like dictate all the further process, what charts you will build, whether you should put a table, who will be audience, and what kind of answers they want to give using the dashboard.
Yeah, can I ask something?
Yeah, sure.
These charts have been generated by the Power BI, right?
Yes, yes.
Is there a possibility that we have kind of the graphic that we want the graphic that we want to show? Can that be optimized? For example, I would look. I would want to show the city trend on the map. Can you please?
Sorry, there was some disturbance. I could not understand the last sentence.
Sir, you can ask now.
Sir, Sajid, sir,
Please
you can
unmute and
unmute and
ask.
ask.
Okay, so what I want is I want to show the city trend on the map of India, let's suppose. So is there a possibility for Power BI to give me those features that I can plot these charts in my own kind of way?
Yes, yes. It's not these are the only basic visual. Power BI has a lot of visuals, which are they have inbuilt visuals and custom visuals. Yes, so there are map visuals. You can plot city data on the map Power BI itself. Yeah, so it's not limited to only that, and maybe yes, I can probably open Power BI as well. Yeah, so yeah, probably I can have a quick overview of how Power BI is. So again, see, this is the main part where you see add data to your report. It is like your canvas. This is where you will place all your charts and everything. And we have like different palettes here. So you can see here visualizations. So this is where all the different type of charts are there. You have to, and so you can choose from all these different kind of charts. So the one in the dashboard that I was showing, it has a basic column charts. But yeah, you can have all those maps and everything. So these two options are there. And Power BI is there like a complete like set of visuals you can import from like a store, online store. So some are like, most of them are free, some are paid. So there are other charts, maybe something specific you want more customized, so you can download it from there. And you can even, if you have knowledge of TypeScript, people can even build their own charts in Power BI and import it here. So yeah, it has a lot of other charts as well. And as you mentioned, yeah, city level trend we can show in on map. And the connectors I will show. Okay, so these are all the connectors, and this is the list of connectors. So whenever I want to connect to a particular data set, or maybe database, Azure, or anything, so Power BI has built all those kind of connectors. I will choose, okay, I want to connect to an Excel. I will connect this. It will guide me through the steps, and I will be connected to my Excel workbook. And then I can place my charts if I select something. So here is the visual. I don't have any data, but here, so I will be able, I can place something on the x-axis, y-axis, and the chart will pop up here. And this is how I can pull all those values here and make my own dashboards. Okay, yeah, we have the hands-on session, so I will move over to the case study now. Yeah, but please feel free to interrupt me in case if you want to know something. Yes, so now we have a sales dashboard. So sales dashboard has a very different context than a real-time dashboard. It is showing aggregated data. We are not looking for an hourly change or real-time updates. So if maybe regional managers or even say, like higher management, they want to see an aggregated performance across 12 months. So this is the kind of information they can see, and like how our orders are like progress. So they have some metrics they have selected. So again, that's some business metrics specific to Swiggy. So they want to see, okay, how that business metric is performing across the number of orders over time, how they're growing, why they're declining across a 12-month period is again takes on every a lot of high level discussion happens around 12 months. So they want to see, because it captures all the seasonal impact, everything. So 12-month is a usual way of looking at data at a regional or higher levels. And like they can see how it's performing. They doing it's again, it's a decision of the manager if it is performing, orders are performing as per the expectation. But yeah, maybe I think the x-axis starts from January to December, and like maybe in 45 million, 44 million, this is the peak month, and the 35, 34, that's the around December, maybe where there's a drop in orders. So this kind of evaluation they can do. They can filter it by area. They can see a particular restaurant as well. So yeah, and again, they want to see maybe a monthly level and a weekly level. So maybe they want to see, even drill down, see more like detailed trends. Maybe some weeks have more volume, some weeks have less volume, maybe some long holidays coming. So those kind of things are captured in this kind of data. And this is the traffic dashboard. So you can see it's tracking around like who are visiting, how many people are visiting, and how many orders, how much they translate into orders. So those kind of things, like if you have just opened the app, it will keep track it. So traffic and conversion dashboard, if I've just opened the app, I am scrolling around. So these kind of dashboards track it. So it's again looks at like what is the source of my users. So I can see most of my users are using Android phones, and it has most of my traffic is coming from Android phone. So yes, so I should make my Android apps much like more user friendly. I have to cater around a large volume like 5 million. So on the I'm not able to zoom further, but yeah, on the y-axis here it's up to 5 million. So Android has a large very user base, so it has to be, so it requires a more optimized architecture. So this is one insight that I've got from by looking at this. So it has to be tested well, stress tested well to cater to such large volumes. Then we have an iOS is also like contributing the rest of our traffic. So this thing, looking at it, I quickly realized that most of my users are coming from mobile. We have the web versions, but like very little low number of users are using the web. Most of our customers are using the mobile. So mobiles, if I have to use my developers, like where should I use my resources? I should use first them on the mobile application. They should be my first priority. So this is one like insight that I got from this dashboard. And again, like sometimes if a particular traffic is reducing on this chart, maybe Android users are suddenly decreasing. So I have to look at immediately, okay, why my Android traffic is decreasing? So if I can go to the Play Store, I can see, okay, there's some negative reviews are coming. That is why people have stopped using it. So for a technical architect or something, this is very important to make decision. And if I go to the next, traffic by customer type, which has the new visitors and repeat visitors. So again, new visitors is how much growth we are seeing, how many new people are we able to onboard on our app. So if we see like it's a good trend, the continuous trend, which is fine. If it's not, if it's like the green part is declining, okay, then it's a matter of concern why we are not seeing new visitors. Or even if the black part is declining, it's again like why people are leaving our applications. So they are not having a good customer experience. So if it's a decline, we have to go back to other dashboards. Okay, see why people are having a bad customer experience, why they're dropping. So something that will be quickly highlighted by looking at it. And then we have a traffic by time slot. In the bottom left chart, I can see like whenever most of my orders are coming, how it is distributed. So again, it will help me to decide how to manage my architecture. So more resource, when do I need more resources? Maybe dinner is a high resource time, then the lunch is more, snacks a little bit. So we can scale. Now being on cloud, the advantage is we can upscale. So there is two kinds of scaling: vertical scaling and horizontal scaling. When in cloud, if I need 10 machines, I can, if I have one machine right now, I am paying subscription for one machine, I can quickly move to 10 machines if there is a lot of load. And so that is horizontal scaling. And vertical scaling is if I have one machine with maybe an i5 processor, so I can quickly get an i7 or i9 processor. So I can get a more powerful machine. So again, depending on the traffic, we can look at more, we can set our settings in a way that they can quickly scale according to the time, or depending on the amount of traffic we want to handle, and we want to guarantee some service level to the users. So we have conversion by platform here. So, and we can see that most of the conversions in the top are in Android and the web. And I think most of them are very close to each other. So, and there is sudden decline we can see in the chart, maybe. So that's something data they have to investigate, but it's showing a constant decline. So something has happened around in the end. So this is something that needs to be evaluated quickly by the manager, which is highlighting in the charts here. And the conversion by customer type. So again, in how much conversion is there in the repeat visitors, how many they are coming, how many new visitors are converting, and what is the conversion by time slot. Okay, so I see a lot of people in snacks are dropping, but in the dinner, I guess most people are continuing, and the lunch most people are continuing, but in snacks and there are a lot of drop. So maybe they can see why there's such a decline in snacks. But so each chart, as you can see, there must have been some reason to place these charts together. So there would have been some kind of context. There was some kind of problems they were not able to answer before, which these new charts can answer, and that is very specific to their business. They knew what the problems they were facing, so they actually place those particular charts side by side, all these things, so they could answer the specific problems they were facing. So they have the traffic. So I think all these we have covered. And on the bottom right, it just shows the division of traffic by city. It's a quick way to know, okay, which cities the major major providers of our orders. So saw three charts. First was the real-time chart, which actually is more like a day-to-day managing it at hourly level, everything. Then second chart is the sales dashboard, which is more for analyzing the aggregated performance across say some period of time. So it has a different context. It tries to answer different goals, questions. And third is the traffic chart, which again is more maybe more useful for an architect, technical architect, or like a even a manager regional manager who constantly wants to see how the traffic is performing. So yeah, some benefits that Swiggy has seen. They they were able to standardize everything across their verticals. Now they have Power BI dashboard. Everybody can see those Power BI dashboard. They can see real-time metrics, and Power BI, they think they even if they grow further, Power BI can handle it. They can provide the Power BI has the capability to handle even more and more data. So the data we are talking is in terms of in our mobile phones is mostly like memories in gigabytes. But such businesses are generating gigabytes of data in a day, maybe. So they want some solution which can handle such huge quantities of data, which is in terabytes, petabytes. And again, Power BI requires much less time to development, much less time to manage, and has a lower cost of ownership than building like custom dashboards in legacy softwares. So Microsoft, this is a link to Microsoft case study where you can see and look at all further details. So this is the first case study. Yep. In case if somebody has any queries, questions, we can answer before moving on to case study 2. Anybody has any questions on this case study, when anything they wanted to understand which was not clear on it? You can type in the chat. You can unmute and ask the question.
How does a business organization basically know what they want to see in the charts? Is it the developers or the consultants who give them all these kind of charts and they select out of it? Or is it the organization? Do they have a clear vision of what they actually want to know? Sometimes they might not be actually, they might be kind of not digging into something which is not right. They might not be getting all that, I would say, business intelligence from what they're trying to do or what they are expecting those consultants or developers to do. So where do we get it right? No, how can we be sure that all these charts are the only ones that they need to look at?
Yeah, business folks usually have idea about what's the context and the goal, like what kind of problems they are facing. So that's the starting point. They're facing some problems or they want to bridge some gap. So that is something they're clear about, they're what kind of problem they are facing or what kind of data they want to see, what kind of questions they want to answer. So that is something that the business will come. But yeah, the charts is more from like a developer consultant perspective, and it's an iterative process. So we will try to understand their context. Okay, maybe the business comes and say, okay, we are not able to find at hourly level data. We're not able to understand where we are performing or there's some kind of issue. So we will look at their data and we will see, okay, what kind of charts we can prepare from it, what actually answers their questions. So that is a consultant's perspective to find the best dashboards. Even placing them around is again a like an art in itself, like placing the charts itself. There are several ways to place the charts and everything. So those kind of things we consult with answer, and it is an iterative process. So we will go back to the business, we will understand how much this solves the problem, it doesn't solve the problem, we will get some feedback, they will suggest something. It's an iterative, and we keep on iterating until we are having the best solution. So the context and the goal, the kind of questions they want to answer and the problem they're facing, that is something the business will come with us in the first place. But yes, placing the charts, designing what chart should be there, what data should be shown, how it should be shown, it's an iterative process between the business and the consultants.
Thank you.
Yeah, so from when can we learn this tool? Means any online certificate course? I guess yes. There are a lot of courses. There are free resources. Power BI, like Microsoft has provided free courses. I think there's a complete course free from Microsoft. Therefore, a certificate again. There are several institutes you can pursue. There are Udemy courses, Coursera, all these things. And is this console developed? If you're referring to the dashboard, I think yeah. So the company itself will be developing using internally. Yeah. So Power BI has their desktop version, and there is like Power BI service, which is the online version. So desktop is the, you can say, fully featured version for development, where you can make some edits on the online service, but desktop is the preferred tool for development, where you can completely utilize all the features. So something I presented, that is a Power BI desktop, and there is a Power BI service, which is the online version, where you publish your dashboard. You like prepare your dashboard on the Power BI desktop and move it on the Power BI service, and people can access it from there. So yes, so Power BI desktop has the complete functionality for development. I hope, Prashant, this was the query. The Power BI tool, yes. Yeah. Yes, Power BI is free. Power BI desktop is free. Even you can publish. So there are workspaces. You can think of those as on the cloud as some kind of folder. So you have a free folder for your personal workspace, but it has very limited functionality to share and handle data. So there are premium workspaces where if you want to use it enterprise level, but locally, yes, it's free. You can completely play around with it as much as you can. And yes, security is available in Power BI. Row level security we discussed about. It's like apply different kind of levels of security according to different kind of users. Something should be maybe visible to me, but something should not be visible to other person. Maybe something should be visible to the sales department, but should not be visible to the marketing department. So these kind of row level security, we call it in Power BI, that can be applied. And that is, and again, whenever if you're sharing Power BI link, it can be first authenticated that it should only be visible to your users, not outside your organization. So that is at the like the single sign on Microsoft level. But when once logged into the Power BI, we can apply row level security to differentiate between different departments, different people. Row level security is like you will build it in desktop and publish it on the service, so it's available everywhere. So it's actually makes sense on the service because locally you are accessing.
Free version.
Yeah, free. The one I was showing, it's a free version. Power BI is free. Locally, desktop is free. You can use it. Yeah, I mean, you can work on real-time projects. You're free to, as I said, building simple charts and dashboards. It won't take a lot of time for you to pick it up. So the goal more is around deciding what to show. Like what's the problem we are trying to answer? What's the context? What's the goal? And it won't take a lot of time to build simple charts in Power BI. Then we have the DEX. Like in Excel, we have formulas. In Power BI, we have DEX, data analysis expressions. So those you can also start working on. So again, it's a never-ending journey to learn. But yeah, you can start working on your real-time projects.
So as far as I know, the Power BI uses a language called DAX. Is there any good resource to learn the DAX part?
Yeah. I mean, all the resources I can share maybe at the end. So DAX is the like Excel. In Excel, we have formulas. In Power BI, we have DAX. They will look and feel very similar, but on the internally they work a bit differently. So but yeah. So DAX, there are good resources. I can share some links.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thanks. And yeah, and can you demonstrate? I think as mentioned on Friday, you have, I think, a hands-on session. So I think that will be covered on, yeah. Yeah, Microsoft Fabric, I think that's a separate I mean architecture, not like from my Power BI. So yeah, I think we can discuss it later.
Nitin, can we take the second case
Yeah,
study
yeah.
and
Sure,
can
sure.
take these queries after that?
Sure.
How to learn 100 functions, SQL functions?
Yeah, I think software requirements, I think at the time of like in the download page, I can share, but it will be visible. I have used it on my i3 laptop and I had around 12 GB RAM. So it worked very fine on it. So i3, I think we are good if you have i3 or the latest, even Pentium dual core. Latest ones, even those are like, I think good. But yeah, it does consume a lot of RAM. So I'm opening the second PPT, the case study. Yes. Yes, so second case study, we have the Lenskart startup. So again, another renowned Indian startup. They also implemented Power BI. Go over quickly. Yes, so Lenskart again, the problem that growing startups face is they constantly grow. So for what something works at lower like volumes may not work, volumes of data, they won't work at like larger volumes of data. And we have seen how Lenskart has grown up over time. I can see stores now. Lenskart opening a lot of stores around me. I can maybe order from my mobile, everything. So mobile, from web, from application, I can go to the store directly. So they are targeting omni-channel experience. So, and given the amount of like growth they are having, they obviously need to design their architecture in a way to handle cater to such kind of volumes to have the customers a good experience. So Lenskart aims to have like 1 billion users. To reach out to 1 billion users, they apply analytics, AI in all their domains: customer experience, store operations, manufacturing, supply chain. So all these things they apply, and what they want is to make visualization, have data visualization tools available to all their end users, so they can quickly apply those insights into their work. So that is what Lenskart, that's what the context of Lenskart is, around building those dashboards. Yeah, as I mentioned, they're moving to offline stores, online, like over chats and calls, home try-ons, pharmacies. So they're trying to expand so much. They're using data science analytics to make informed decisions on the data collected. So all these things they are looking into. So according to that, they plan to design their dashboards. So they have different segments of the business where they're applying analytics: business performance, e-commerce, supply chain, customer experience, finance and HR. And yeah, that everything they want to optimize, be available to the end users. Yeah, so like they want to monitor and improve their footfall and conversion. They want to see the targets tracking. They want to like have them. They might have some KPIs they want to track. They want to see insights quickly. They want to manage the store operations efficiently, manage the staff very well. So Power BI, using AI and Power BI, they have been able to improve their efficiencies on all these things. Yeah. So let's come to the dashboard and see how they have like implemented their solution. So this is a store footfall and conversion analytics tool. As you can see, it is again trying to, so the context is around they want to look at the store and the footfall. So it's they're looking at the offline segment and how the stores and footfalls are like happening. So as you can see, the first chart is there, which is a funnel chart. So I hope you are aware about so funnel chart is again like people are moving across different levels. So they want to track how much people move from one level to the another level. like how many people visited my store, how many interacted, how many placed an order, how many got like an eye test, how many finally ordered something, or how many orders were delivered. So these kind of like a complete journey is being seen maybe. So that is around like what a funnel chart depicts. As a, I mean, as a student or something, like we clear one level, second level, third level interview. So we can also like showcase it as a funnel chart. Okay, how many were at the level 1, how many were level 2. So they were filtered, they are getting filtered across the funnel. So a narrow funnel is something I like a business you won't want. Like it means that a lot of people came, footfall was good, but at the end a lot less delivered, ordered. So I think that is something like a something they need to improve. It will be like give them a picture that they need to improve. But if the funnel is like not very narrow, so they can see, okay, if they're performing well. So the first chart is something like that. Maybe the eye orders were very, very thin line, the last line. So it would mean, okay, a lot of people came, but nobody ordered. So that is something they would want to evaluate. Or maybe a lot of people reached the second last level eye test, but they did not order. So, okay, what's the case? Something issue is there. So this is something that will be quickly highlighted through this chart. The second chart is they're tracking some KPIs across some weekly numbers. So that again depends on like what KPIs they want to highlight, but they might be want to see the sales every week. You want to track, okay, why it's performing so bad in some month, why it's performing so good. So any particular KPI that will again be dictated by the business what they want to track. And then we have footfall and conversion by city. So some cities might have good footfall but a bad conversion. Some may have good footfall and good conversion. So those kind of things are visible. So this so there we can represent. So there is a color coding here and the size of the chart. So I think maybe the size represents the footfall. Like the bigger the size, the more the footfall here. But so red means I think they have like bad conversion. So a lot of people came but did not converted into like final users. And so these kind of things can be quickly they look up, okay, why some are there some particular cluster of cities that are not performing well, or a particular city is not performing well. So they can go and check all these things. And again, store open and closing hours and the traffic they're looking. So open hour is there, close hour is there. So again, some stores, if there is all my stores are opening at time or not or anything, the store level, are we performing as per our plans or not? So these kind of things they can see. Again, these are very specific to the context they would have before they like did not have this dashboard. So they wanted to see these particular charts. The business or the management wanted to see those particular charts together. And yeah, so now they want to see if our stores are performing well or not, and which ones are getting good ratings, which ones are getting bad ratings. So these kind of information like Lenskart is heavily focused on customer experience. So a bad rating means something is bad at a particular store. It might be the infrastructure, like, and there might be some issues. Maybe some people are not able to reach. It's not easy to find something. So any kind of reasons can be there for bad reviews. Sorry. Yeah. So Lenskart, if they're targeting to open, maybe I think they have some target to open these many stores. So they maybe the executive level dashboard, executive team will say, okay, how many stores have you opened till now? And okay, and they're targeting maybe 1500 by the end of this year. So how far we have RPM from our goal? So if like they've reached, so these are like cards. So we call these cards in the top right. So they give very high level numbers to the management. And 4.7 might be a good rating for them, or maybe they're targeting 4.9 or 4.5. So it depends internally what they've decided. So in case anything drops below 4.5, so it will be like a red flag for them to like quickly take actions. So these are the like usage of cards. So cards are like very high level numbers they represent, and to give like a very, very big picture. So for the like maybe the executive team. Then coming to the actual stores, how the ratings are distributed. I can see like, okay, a lot of my are greens ratings. Okay, everything is good, but okay, some are have lower ratings, some regions. Some the distribution of ratings is lower. So okay, I will have to focus. I can also see some oranges and red. So yeah, that is the concern for them. So they have to like analyze, okay, why they have to go in those particular regions and see. They have to like fetch more data sets. Maybe they will go to the actual Google reviews of those particular stores. They will talk to the employees there, and they will check, okay, why they are, maybe the customers who ordered from them, if they have some negative feedback, why they are giving such bad ratings to us. Again, a rating trend by monthly, by day, by week, they want to see in every way. So if rating is declining across time, okay, they will, something is bad is continuously happening that is leading to that. And if they're maintaining maybe their 4.7, their 4.5 is maybe their flag or danger flag. So if they're constantly hovering around, so it will again be a concern for management, and they will start drilling down. And the distribution of ratings. So I guess they would target everything, all the ratings to be within this 4 to 5 range, but maybe some stores are there, 63 stores are there which are 3 to 4. So again, they can particularly see those stores now. They can filter down those stores and they can see, okay, what's the issue with those 6, what can we do to improve, to bring, to like reduce them. And this one particular store has 1 rating. So again, it's like might be a major red flag for them. They will quickly see and check. So this particular dashboard is built keeping into this mind to analyze a particular store level and like customer experience. Moving on to the next dashboard. Yeah. And Lenskart wants to understand the customer usage behavior patterns. So companies also analyze how we interact with the application, how we behave, like what's our journey across the application. So they are all constantly like analyzing our user behavior. If we use Lenskart, how am I navigating? All these things they are looking at to like determine, okay, how to show, what to place where, how to show us different kind of products and everything, so that we are more and more likely to purchase something. So users come, so that's the journey. Android and Vincent Chase, like they've selected one brand, and this will like how the journey is happening. So they have different sections here. So again, depending on business, how they want to see something. Most of like some there's some went to Lenskart Air online, some Vincent Chase, then Lenskart Air, and like different sections they have gone to after that. But how many have put into cart, enter addresses, select payment details. And on the right, here is our funnel, like overall how we started and how much we've ended. Like a too thin funnel, like a lot of people came on the home, added into their cart, but hardly anyone added the payments or like addresses. So they can see, okay, if it's very too thin, okay, some issues there. Why people are coming to us there, we have a good amount of traffic, but they're not ordering from us. Or maybe from a particular level there is a sharp drop. So okay, why from here? Is there something not optimized or not customer friendly at this particular steps? So maybe like payment details. So maybe for example, if everything is on cash on delivery, so there is no online payment or something, so a lot of users might be dropping. Or maybe everything is online, they're not allowing users to pay cash on delivery, so certain decline might be there. So these kind of things, like if there's sharp decrease trends everywhere, they should be able to see it and like resolve it. They can filter by particular, like again by devices, times, to have like more drill down aspects. Yeah, and Lenskart is a cloud first solution approach. More like a lot of companies are like focusing on cloud now. Maintaining on premises is very, very difficult, and since the now improvements or like new technologies coming so fast, so if you build like an on-premise server, and again it's an expensive to manage, new technologies came, it's expensive to buy again the hardware, so it's better to move on to the cloud. So it's you pay just a subscription. It's the responsibility of the cloud provider. Maybe it's Azure, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, to like provide you the latest technology, maintain all the securities and everything. In data analysis, as Lenskart mentioned, it has allowed increased efficiencies across different functions. So again, these once if you have the dashboard, you can provide it across your organization with low level security, and every user according to their like team department can utilize it to make informed data driven decisions on it. And just like Lenskart wants to open 25 stores by month, so again they can, maybe executive will keep on checking maybe every month or this data, okay, on this 8 July 22, so they have 1247 stores. So next month they can come, how many stores did we open? Are we maintaining our target or not? So business might have the internal some targets and everything, and they will use this dashboard. Each user will use it to answer their questions. They will try to achieve their own goals. So yeah, so I think we are good with both the case studies. So any questions on the here?
Any
question?
question
Yeah.
from any faculty member? And unmute yourself or can put your question in the chat as well.
Yeah. Anything that was not clear in the presentation or you would like to understand further?
What better alternatives are similar in terms of functionality are there available in the market? Or what else can we look for besides Power BI? Things having similar or better say functionality.
So we have Tableau and ClickView. So Tableau again is a very good tool, and ClickView is another tool. So those are the two alternatives. Power BI is more gets a bit of more preference from, because most of us are already using Microsoft. We are already using a lot of Microsoft applications and Microsoft bundles it together. So Power BI feels natural to be able to use across all our like Excel, everything. It's connected across Teams but yeah, there are Tableau, ClickView, other these kind of tools as well for to build, and they have their own like pros and cons. Just looking at the query.
Hello.
If I missed
Sir,
it.
what is the contribution of Power BI in market right now?
Market share as such,
Yes,
not sure. Yeah. I don't remember the exact number, but
But what is
like
the first top 10
yeah,
analytics
definitely.
tools in
Yeah, it should be. I think it definitely should be. But again, the exact number I have to check. So Power BI grew rapidly as far as I know from 2017-18. Tableau and ClickView came earlier, so they used to be the more preferred choice. But Microsoft, I think, invested a lot in the last 5 years in Power BI, and they have like got it. I believe it should be on the top, in the top 5 or something.
Okay.
But yeah, exact
So my question
market
is
share.
related-
Yeah.
Okay. Suppose I learn Power BI and then I need to learn other tools like right now tools is told right now that you need also learn only Power BI can be sufficient to enter in market.
I think only Power BI is sufficient. Like at least one tool we need to learn, and Power BI I think is a very good tool to start with. So since we're already working on Excel, we're already using Microsoft other applications, so it's very like feels intuitive to move on to Power BI. You will feel get like more of a familiarity, like it's something like Excel, mix of PowerPoint, Excel, something you're using. So Power BI is good tool and it's going to stay. It's not going to lose its top position. And again, companies prefer Power BI because it's provided by Microsoft. It integrates everything with what they're already using. And once you have like mastered Power BI, you can move on to Tableau and ClickView. So companies may use all the dashboards. Like bigger organizations may prefer all the vendors. They don't want to rely on a single vendor. Microsoft, like they don't want to have Power BI across their organization. They may prefer Power BI, but like bigger organization always prefers to have like different vendors. So, but yeah, Power BI is very good. Yeah, Power BI is good to start with. As you can see, there are very big startups. Swiggy and Lenskart are very big startups, and they are implemented at enterprise level. They might be using some other tools as well for some specific departments or regions.
Yeah.
But yeah, Power BI is good to start with. I mean, it's not. I mean,
Excuse me, sir.
It's good. Yeah.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
For downloading Power BI desktop version, like I got two options of the file that I can download, right? So one is PBI desktop setup.exe, another is x64. Which one should I download?
Yeah, I think anyone you can download. So one is the full software. I think exe is the full. I think it will be larger in size, and the other one will actually download.
No. Both are exe file only.
Okay.
One
Yeah.
is only with setup, another is setup_x64.
Okay, I think it's 32-bit and 64-bit versions. So
Yes.
Okay, so that is for x64 will be suitable for me. Okay.
Yeah, you need to check if it's a Windows is 64-bit or 32-bit. So I think it should be 64-bit.
Yes.
But yeah, you will need to check it. So it's
understood, sir.
So if I want to sell this to my students, let's suppose, how do I motivate them to pursue this Power BI? And what other technologies should I suggest them to learn so that they are employable by a good company or something like that?
Yeah, so data visualization. So the domain is data visualization. So Power BI is one tool in this data visualization. So when companies are looking to hire people, they're hiring data visualization professionals. So Power BI is a sought after skill in data visualization, but as a student, I will have to learn a lot of other technologies, which is firstly, I have to learn SQL. I will have to be working on across several databases. As you can see, the first thing to build a good dashboard is to get all the data in the dashboard. So I should also learn SQL databases, NoSQL databases, starting with Excel, or as a good, I should be good, have some idea around Excel. So as a student, yeah. So Power BI is something they have to learn, but first they should also look at how to fetch the data, SQL. I mean, NoSQL, all these things they should also be aware about. So companies are looking at data visualization people, and again how they will solve a business problem. So like they know Power BI, they know how to fetch data, but if they're looking at consultant, maybe they're hiring data like visualization consultants. So they will look at their business, they will look at their business acumen, how they will solve a particular problem. Maybe they will provide some case study. Okay, so the client is facing this problem, they have this data. What kind of dashboard you can prepare to answer their queries?
If we talk about data analytics, let's suppose, if I tell my student to pursue some kind of say an expertise in data analytics, so visualization, does it become a part of that, or he can leave out, or he or she can leave out data visualization and consider more of those business logic concepts related to, let's suppose, Python or something like that. So how important is data visualization for data analytics, I would say, role, or do they go hand in hand? Just for the sake of telling my students what they should kind of pursue if they want to find a job, something.
Yeah. So what from my own experience, I have realized these are inseparable. So like there are three fields. So mostly like data engineering, data science, and data mining and visualization. So like you might be expert in one particular field, you can be one expert. So data visualization, maybe you can be a very advanced power visualization professional. In data science, I can be, and like I can be more focused on machine like statistics, machine learning, all the Python. I can be like an expert, and data engineering is something backend architecture. But what I've realized, these are like very inseparable. So I should have knowledge of all these three fields. I can focus on specialization in one field, but I should have some idea about all these fields. So I usually have to even when I'm working on some data analytics projects, but we have to present our data in some way, in easy way. And a lot of times we prefer Power BI to provide a quick a dashboard. So these are inseparable, and you have to learn all the technologies. You can specialize in one, but yes, even if somebody wants to pursue data and be a Python professional in data analytics, they still have to learn Power BI. No, Tableau is a different organization itself, and Power BI is by Microsoft. They have different ways of building the dashboard. They have their own advantages, disadvantages. So yeah, those are different applications. They have different architecture. Power BI might feel a bit more intuitive learning since we are already accustomed to using a lot of Microsoft tools. But again, Tableau is also a very good tool. Again, it depends on very much on how your organization decides which tool they want to go.
So Power BI can support unstructured data.
Yes. Power BI we can connect. So there are a lot of different connectors in Power BI. Like Cosmos DB is one. It's in NoSQL database. So Power we can use different connectors to connect to different kind of databases. But unstructured is again like a very different. Yeah. So it depends on how we want to use it. So image we will have to process it. I don't think we will be directly able to use, because again we are trying to build a dashboard. So how we want to use it, it will depend on the case. It will need some kind of data pre-processing.
Okay. Correct.
Yeah. So if unstructured data is there, we want to use it. So we have to sometimes do pre-processing before the data is fed into Power BI. So like images, maybe they have some URLs links we want to embed in our dashboard. So we can fetch their URLs in the dashboard. So if user wants to see those images, they can click and be directed to those pages. So some kind of pre-processing might be required depending on, the exact requirements and how the data is. But there are some NoSQL databases. Yeah.
Okay, there is facility to do in sentiment analysis on through Power BI.
Sentiment analysis again, if you want to
data.
Yeah, you can integrate your Python scripts in that. But you can like sentiment analysis, you can do some data pre-processing in the Power Query. So internally you can download the data set, do some modification. Okay, maybe some basic sentiment analysis. You can embed your Python script into that and do the sentiment. Power BI itself it's not a analytics tool, but yeah, you can do something. But if you want to build advanced models, it's better to have the output ready. You run a Python model, it creates your output, and then you feed it into Power BI.
Okay,
so what level of details, what complexity we want to achieve, all these things determine. Again, it's always an iterative process. You will try to understand the problem. You will look at complexity. You will decide, okay, whether I should do it in Power BI, whether I should not do it in Power BI.
Okay, thank you.
Sometimes like Power BI we sometimes load a lot of data in Power BI. So this is sometimes which we face. And so Power BI will become very slow. So we are calculating a lot of formulas. So in Power BI, so what we usually do, we pre-process a lot of data in SQL and everything, and then only feed the processed data into Power BI, so that our runtime becomes very slow. So it depends, where do you want to do your analysis, which step, what performance issues you are facing. If it's fine to if user is fine to wait for like 1 minute, okay. If a user wants the data and want to see in 1 or 2 seconds, they open the dashboard, then we need a different solution. So all those things get into mind when we are actually trying to deliver one customer solution.
So with the intervention of Microsoft Fabric, do you think that Power BI analyst demand will be, affected? Because real-time analytics can be happened through Microsoft Fabric. So what is your opinion regarding that?
Yeah, tools will not just Fabric. Tools will new tools will keep on coming. They will make us more efficient. But again, somebody needs to be there to understand the data. As a data visualization professional, if you look at the entire the journey that I was mentioning, the data there, you're building a dashboard. It's much more than just presenting the dashboard. It's trying to solve a customer problem. And I think there will always be you will always need somebody to understand something, to analyze something, to like customer, to design the customer solution. So so demand, I mean, yeah, it's very, I mean, like a broad term to say, but again, it like you will need always need someone to, I mean, analyze. It's more than just like analytics and dashboards. Some kernel DLL not found. Probably you can restart your system once and try again. Or you can verify once, like if you have downloaded as per your system, like it's 32-bit or 62-bit, 64-bit. So you can just verify if you have downloaded the right file and your system is also the same version. For sure. You can try maybe restarting once your system, if that resolves the issue. Oh, okay. If it's Windows 7 and I mean Power BI says it doesn't, then probably yes, you will need to upgrade it. You can look, I mean, in the repository, they might have older versions. You can check if something is compatible with Windows 7, but yeah. But if it's not, I mean, there's no other option, I think. Yeah, as I mentioned, Power BI desktop is the tool where you will build your dashboard. And then you can publish your dashboard and work there. That is the preferred tool to learn. So there are limitations to, I mean, some limitations on the cloud. So this is the preferred tool where you will work in build your dashboards. You can explore app.powerbi.com. There's some functionalities there. Yes. So yeah, as you're mentioning, I mean, in your universities or like if you want to implement something, so it has to be some context has to come up with first, that what kind of problem we are trying to look up, what kind of problem we are trying to solve through it, this dashboard, and then who will be using it and what kind of answer questions we want to answer. So that will dictate if what kind of dashboard we need a dashboard in the first place, what kind of chart should be there, what kind of data should be there, what kind of performance we want to see. All those things will come into like you can analyze then. The assessment be on Power BI on Friday. I think other team members can answer on it. Sure about that.
Yeah, sorry for that, Nitin. So we will take care of that. So assessment people we can also talk about on Friday. Friday we will talk about Power BI in detail. Of course, there'll be 1 or 2 questions on Power BI also, but nothing to worry. We will talk about in detail about this Power BI on Friday. But if you have any questions about this today's session, about this today guest session, you can also raise your question with Nitin.
Yeah, please feel free to post any your queries, ask any questions, and any feedback you want to provide.
So yeah, I think it looks like people do not have any question. But Nitin, just for your reference, myself, Saswathan, coordinate this training program. We have our trainers, master trainers who lead this training program, but I just moderate the overall session. And with this like participant, we are almost at the end of the session. I would kindly request some of you can also, I mean, end of the guest session, not the overall session. We have session till 1:30. But if you have any suggestions or feedback, feel free. You can unmute and you can also speak. You can give your feedback directly to Nitin. We'll just take 2 minutes for that. Quickly, you can share your feedback in the chat box also. But Nitin, you want to take this last question? I don't know whether it is specific to your session.
Okay, why I cannot use MATLAB for data processing and need to use Power BI? Again, MATLAB I think is more we use it I think in engineering, and it's more of a like a technical application, and depends again what data processing you are doing. I don't think MATLAB is more suited for it, but again it depends. Everything depends on like what kind of data or what kind of problem you are solving. But Power BI again is data visualization tool. We can do some data processing, but if it's more complex, we have to move across like different Azure Data Factory something solution. So so again depends like what kind of data you have, what are you trying to do.
Okay, so I hope like the participant got the answer. But now again, we can take, yeah, people have started to give their feedback, and anybody can also give your feedback and unmute and give verbal, verbal feedback.
Both good and bad are appreciated.
It was empowering and informative and knowledgeable. Thanks a lot for this.
Thanks, Anjan. So I hope whenever you're looking at a dashboard, so my goal of this session was you look at it as a business problem, not just a technical architecture. Okay, some developer came and built some chart, placed it, connected to the data. That is the implementation part. But whenever you're looking at dashboard, I would my goal is that if you next time you look at there was some context. It is designed for some particular audience. The charts are placed in some order to answer some particular questions. So I guess every time you look at a new dashboard, you will look at it from these 3 different directions. Yeah, but if hands-on, and we can talk as much as we can, but until we don't do hands-on, I mean, it won't like go into our long-term memory. So yeah.
Yeah, but definitely we will also do hands-on on Friday, Nitin. So the session is planned on Friday on Power BI. So we are already getting some sort of like feedback in the chat box. People are saying like it's very informative and good. Yeah, there are a lot of this thing are coming in, helps in handling case studies for students. Okay, great. So there are a lot of good feedbacks are coming in. So thank you so much, Nitin, for this great session. It will definitely eye opener for a lot of faculties, and people are also saying like they can also take these case studies to the students. That is what our ultimate goal also. We want the students to get benefit out of these classes, out of these sessions. And there are a lot of faculties are already committing that they are going to take this to the students. In that way, it was definitely a very good session. So I would like to take this opportunity to thank you on behalf of EduNet Foundation, as well as on behalf of these 300 plus participants. They're representing like 300 different institutions across India. So you can imagine the impact which you are creating, right? I mean, like it's 300 institution means like each institution, if is having like 50 students, again 300 into 50. So that kind of impact you are creating. So thank you so much for spending your precious time and giving a lot of information about this like Power BI. With this, like you want to say anything, any final words, Nitin, or shall we close this call?
Yeah, I'm also thankful to EduNet, I mean, providing this opportunity, and thank you to the entire group who have listened to me patiently for 1.5 hours. And this audience, I mean, it's a privilege to be like interacting with such a like knowledgeable and like such an experienced like audience. So I mean, it's again a privilege for me to be providing this session.
Thank you so much once again, Nitin, for this wonderful session. Thanks a lot for your time. And with this participants, it's exactly 12 o'clock and we have completed the guest session on time. So now we also usually collect the feedback about this guest session, which we discussed in the morning also. So now in the chat box, I am sharing the Google form. You can also use this Google form to give this feedback. This is for the guest session. Just a minute. So again, this feedback form is specifically meant only for the guest session, which has happened like from 10:30 to 12 o'clock. You can give your feedback about this guest session by using this Google form. But of course, you will be also giving overall feedback on Friday. Overall feedback about this 5 days of journey. Also, you will be giving feedback on Friday. But this feedback form is specifically for this 1.5 hour guest session. So please, I kindly request you to fill this feedback form, which will take like 2 to 3 minutes of your time, not more than that. And in the chat box, Mamta was asking why this group is to be joined. So I think sorry, by mistake, I don't know, I mentioned. So somebody was asking WhatsApp group link. So I mentioned that WhatsApp group link. This is just for your information, Mamta. So somebody was asking to add them in the WhatsApp group. So I just shared the WhatsApp link in the chat box just for your reference. And so yeah, with this, like we can also take break. Helvin, how many minutes we normally give break? It's 10 minutes or 12, 13, 15?
15 minutes.
15 minutes. Okay. So you can put your timer now. So we can have a 15 minutes break, but please ensure like you're also filling up this Google form, feedback form during this tea break itself. So thank you so much. Have a nice tea, have a nice rest, and come back in 15 minutes, please. Thank you.
So yeah, we have 1 minute. Okay, somebody's asking, please send feedback link. Okay, Ashashudan is already shared the feedback link. Okay, I will again share it. Please note that this is only for guest session. We just had from Nitin for that. Okay, there are some other questions regarding case studies. Okay, we do have one case study in our material. Okay. Okay, you can refer that. If you need more case studies, I will share you some links also. I'm not sure whether this specific case study within university is available outside the organization or not. But there are many case studies, Power BI case studies available on the internet. Okay. So you can check that, or I will also share you some link. Not a problem. Then yeah. So yeah, it's already time up. So just yes. So before yeah. Yeah, so we are going to do our activity. Yeah, so let me give 1 or 2 minutes, let everybody join. If your colleagues are not there, you can just ping them and make them join. So I saw one question repeated, last question there regarding Power BI versus Tableau. Okay, that is a repeated last question. So Nitin has answered it perfectly. It completely depends on your situation, completely depends on your need, organization needs. Okay, it's like whether should I use Azure or GCP or AWS. It's completely depends on your business need. But one thing I can say as a beginner, from my experience, I would say you will find Power BI better than Tableau. Okay, because the Power BI interface, the ecosystem, Microsoft ecosystem is similar to everybody. If you are talking about DAX, okay, it's very similar to Excel equations, even the interface, everything. And the differences in the sense, Power BI and Tableau, they do have their own some specific charts. Okay, some charts may different in visualization, but yeah, it's not like you cannot do it in one. You can do it, like you can do customized charts and all in Power BI, but there are some advanced charts and all available in Tableau. And another difference I would say in common man perspective is the pricing. Okay, so that is also a factor to use a tool, right? And it's not only these two. There are, like he said, ClickView is there, Google Looker is there. There are many other alternative tools. So, okay, as a person starting in data analytics, is Power BI alone is enough? I would say it's good for starting, but to work in industry, I don't think it will be enough. I'm telling from my experience with people from industry also. Yeah, so you have to update with multiple tools. You cannot survive with one tool. That is a reality. And yeah, I was very happy to see that somebody brought a question about Microsoft Fabric. Okay, Microsoft Fabric is very recently released. Like I think last November in Microsoft conference they released, I think. So, hello, yes, sir. You have any doubts?
पहली पे हमें तो तुम लोग बहुत अच्छे हैं।
Subscription I have given to everybody who I added in the sheet till now. Now I'm not in a state to do that, ma'am. Maybe Shashank will take it. Yeah. So I was telling that Fabric is, yeah, it is definitely going to impact on Power BI. The reality is that because it's using AI also. But yeah, it's still both are working in two different zones. You can have a search on the differences between them. Even though they're 70% similar, but there are some differences. Power BI, actually Fabric have more scope than Power BI. Yeah, but you have to keep on updating yourself. That is the reality. Yeah. So let's go to the activity. Before that, I'll just give me one second. I'll just close. So many windows are open. I'll just close everything. Okay. And Power BI is a heavy tool also. Like you need this one good RAM to properly make it work. Okay, that is also. Yes, I think we are good to go. Yeah, I'll share my screen. So go to your data factory. If you're not able to find your data factory, in case if you closed it, don't worry. You can go to home screen. Okay, you can go to Azure home screen. Let's say Azure home screen, and you can go to data factories. You can see all the factories we have created so far. You can search for your factory here, just like how we searched your SQL server or whatever. And you can just click on it. Launch Studio, you can open it. Okay. So now the first step, what we are going to do, we are going to create a linked service to our blob storage. Okay, so the activity we are going to do is copy activity, as I mentioned. Okay, so first step is go to manage option. Go to manage option. Okay, you can see there linked service. Okay, already it is coming in the connection linked service. So click new. Okay, follow with me. You're doing with me, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So data store means from where you're actually fetching the data. Okay, so to which entity you want to make connection from your ADM. So see, there are so many. Okay, so many. Cosmos DB is there, Redshift is there, Redshift is there, then MySQL is there, PostgreSQL is there, MariaDB is there. So many other. Okay, so what we need to get here, you can search for blob storage or under Azure. You can see Azure blob storage because our container is in the blob storage, right? So storage account is using blob storage. So click on this blob storage. Under Azure, you can search blob storage, or you can search for blob storage and take it. So go to manage linked service, click new, and choose blob storage. Continue. Okay, so you will get something like this. Okay, it will automatically name will come Azure blob storage 1 because we can connect to multiple storages, right? So you can rename it also. Okay, you can rename it like my storage. Okay, anything. So optional. Yeah. And below, okay, don't need to change any of this. Okay, description is optional. No need to change any of this. Below, you can come here and choose the subscription EduNet. Then you have to choose your storage account here. Okay, so remember we have created the storage account with our own name. We can.
Sir, can you
here.
please repeat it from
Please repeat this.
start?
Because, yeah, please.
Oh, yes.
The same question here.
Please repeat it from the start, sir.
Sure. I'll do that. Don't do that. So you know this interface, right? The home screen. Go to manage option. Okay. Click new button.
We are not able to go to data factory, sir.
Ma'am, I'm from there only I started. I think you joined late. If you're not able to see data factory, okay, I told you that you can just go to data factory. You can search for data factory. Okay. There you can see all the data factories. From there you just need to take yours. Okay. So I am choosing mine. Like this, you can search and find yours and launch the studio. Just remember what we completed at that 10:30 time. We all have created data factory and launched it, right? So the launching interface is what I want. Look at the dashboard. Ma'am, got it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So yeah, so this for this activity, you should have already created your data factory. You should have already created your storage account with 2 containers and file uploading. Okay, everything is done. We are continuing with what we have done. We are not doing anything new. Okay, so now we are going to use the storage account inside the data factory. The first step is creating a linked service. I told you it is a connection, right? I just explained this terms here, right? Linked service is a connection to the external storage. In this case, storage account. Ma'am, please kindly mute yourself. Yeah. So yeah, so we are going to create it. It is under the manage option. So I'll do one thing. You can just go to ADF. The second step is linked service. Okay, you can go to new, and we are going to create a new linked service. Okay, that is what we are doing now. Okay, I'll share the steps also after this. Yeah. So manage. Click new. Okay, what is manage? The fourth option. Okay, you can expand it. If you're not able to see manage, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth option. Second last option. Okay, yeah, you can see the toolbox icon there. So click on new. So what is we are going to connect to our ADF? So we are going to connect our blob storage. Okay, our storage account. You're going to take a data from that particular container. So what you have to do, you have to go to Azure here. You choose Azure blob storage and click continue. Okay, linked service, click new, choose Azure blob storage, and you will get the screen. Can you confirm once?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, cool. So like I said,
Excuse me, sir.
yes, sir.
How do we get a linked service?
Manage option, sir. ADF, left side, you see 1, 2, 3,
Firstly,
4,
we
fourth
have
option.
opened Data Factory. Then
Yes.
we have opened Alvin's Fact.
No, don't take my fact, sir. You have to open your factory. We have created the factory in the first half, remember?
Okay,
Or
okay.
you were not in the first half.
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay. Don't use my factory, okay? Use your own factory. Yeah. So once we're done, then you have to connect to your storage account. Okay. So choose subscription. Okay, storage account. I'm searching for mine. So Helvin storage. Helvin storage. Okay. And you can just create it. Okay, no need to change anything. It's very simple. Click on new link service. If you wish, you can name the link service. Okay. Or I can say connection to my blob storage or to my blob storage, anything. Okay. I'm just naming it. Then choose subscription, choose your storage account name. That's it. Okay, so it's a big drop down. Okay, it will be a big drop down. So because all of us are created, hundreds of storage account will be there. So search for your storage account, choose that. Here you will
Sir,
get a
mine
search
is
option.
not coming, sir. Storage account I have created it, but it is not.
Tell your storage account name, ma'am.
Storage account name. 1 minute. Sir.
You can just search, sir. It will come.
Okay, okay. Storage.
You
I
can
gave.
search for it.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll search again.
You have to search here. Filter you see here, you have to search here. Okay, otherwise drop down, it's scrolling is not going to be practically possible.
Yeah, I got it.
So if you want, you can also test your connection. Okay, there's an option, but it will work because fine. If you want to test, you can click test connection. That means the connection is working or everything is fine or not. Then you can create. So you can see that connection successful. Okay, so that we can avoid there won't be an issue in the future. This connection is successful. Then click create. So linked service is nothing but a component inside the ADF which connecting to external data store or data storage.
Sir, how did you got this connection successful, Valu? How did you get this connection?
Right side.
Okay,
below,
okay.
right side
Test.
you'll see test connection.
Okay. Test connection. Yeah, fine.
Yes. It's not mandatory.
Yeah, done here, sir. Done. Okay. Then create.
Yes, create.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay, so that step is over. Link service creation is over. Okay, I will give you detailed step. Don't worry if anybody missed out. Next is go to author. So this was from manage option. Okay, manage option, we use this. Okay, now we are going to author. The pencil icon, you see the second one, author option. We are going to see author option there, this one. Okay, then we are going to create two data set. Okay, two data set. Why two data set? One will be for your source container, one will be for your sink. Okay, so one is going to represent the input data, Another is going to represent the output data. Okay, so we are going to create two data set here. How to do that? What's this? Yeah. Go to other option here. Okay, you can see pipeline, data set, data flows, etc. So I just explained you these things. Okay, important components. So you can click this plus button here. Okay, you can see data set. Okay, 1, 2, 3 data set. Okay, you can start like this, or you can come here. If you expand this, okay, nothing is there as of now. I'm expanding it, nothing is there. It's empty. So you can go to this 3 dots. You can click new data set. Okay, you can create a data set either from here or from the common creation button. So click new data set. So you'll again getting a screen here, similar to the screen what we got while creating the linked list. So again, you have to tell from where you are fetching the data, what type of storage you are going to bring here, okay, to this area. So again, we'll choose Azure Blob Storage. Okay, Azure Blob Storage. Same thing. But the next step is different. Okay, the next step is different. Okay. Yeah. So if you click continue, I request all of you to mute. I can hear some noise. Yeah. So if you click continue, you can see binary files, a delimited text, that is CSV file, JSON file, Excel file, XML file, ORC file. There are many formats available. Okay, so morning, I told you like we have to stick to these things. So see, the data may come from various sources. Okay, the point is it can come from a number of sources, but Azure Data Factory is supporting the input stream within these limited formats. Okay, within these limited formats. Okay, so Excel is too supported here for this particular activity. So if somebody has uploaded an Excel file into your source, okay, you have to choose here Excel. I have uploaded the CSV file. Remember emp.csv. So I am going to choose here delimited text. Okay, so Excel people will have a little different option. Delimited text people will have some little difference in option. That's it. So I'm telling from the blob storage, I'm going to take a file, a data component. It's having CSV format. Clear? Then I'll click continue.
Excuse me, sir. So in my case, since I have uploaded Excel file, so in the option I'll select that one only, right?
Yes,
I'll
yes,
not
yes.
use CSV option, right, sir?
Yeah, you don't use CSV. Yes,
Okay.
use Excel.
Thank you.
Yeah. So continue. Yeah. So now, okay, name it. Okay, naming the data set is important. Okay, otherwise you won't understand what is the purpose of it. Okay, so I'm going to name this data set as source. Okay, or source data, something. Okay, that is I'm going to, this data set is created for source. Okay, I have to create one more for the destination, that is a sink. Okay, so choose the link service here. So to my blob storage. So with the help of the link service, we are creating the instance of your particular data inside ADF. That is your data set. Okay, so I'll click this. Okay, so now you'll get a file path option. Okay, so here you have to browse to that emp.csv. In this file path, you can see here a folder icon. This is for browsing. Okay, is my screen is well enough visible for you, or do you want me to zoom or something?
Visible, sir.
Okay. If any point of time, if you are not able to see any option, you can tell me. Okay, I'll zoom and show you. Yeah. So click on this folder icon. Okay, so it will open a pop-up. Okay, so it will open a new screen. Okay, so when I'm browsing, it is telling you that, okay, inside your storage account, there are two containers, sink and source. Which one you want to choose? So I'm browsing it. So I'll choose source. Okay, so inside source, it is telling, okay, there is one file. Okay, so click that. Click the file, click OK. Okay. So first row's header, it will be by default enabled for CSV file, because we assume that almost all orchestration process or all the ingest process, whenever the data is coming, should have a header. 99% of the time it will be having. So in case your data is not having, then you can remove it. But as of now, keep it as default. Okay, so click OK. So you can see one data set is created, and you can see it here. One data set is created, source data. Now repeat the same process for your sync. Okay, repeat the same process for sync. Click here, new data set. Okay, Azure, blob storage. Continue. Okay, so see, since it's a copy activity, we do have option to copy to another data sources. Okay, we do have a option, but as of now we are sticking to the same data file. Okay, maybe if time permits, okay, tomorrow while revising this topic or something, I can show you a copy activity from blob to SQL something. Okay, that also can be done, but in that case you actually have to create another linked service. Okay, it won't be one singular service. Okay, so I'll just type what I'm trying to tell. So what we are doing is copy activity from blob to blob. That is one container to another container, but both are in the same place, blob only. Okay, so if you want to, so that is why we are using one single linked service. If you are using different data sources, okay, then you have to create two linked service for both. For example, SQL, if you want to convert, then you have to create one linked service for SQL, one for your blob storage. Okay, so in this case, we have only one linked service. Okay, so yeah. So we are creating for sync. So we will choose the delimited text only here, because my file input is in this format. So the output also expected to be in the same format. Okay. But now you may ask me, okay, yeah, you can name it sync data set or destination data set. If I choose this, now you may ask me, okay, so what will I browse here? Because in the source data set, I browse to the file. So here there is no file. The file is going to be generated, right? When we execute this activity, it is going to be generated inside the empty container, which is sync container. So what should I browse here? The answer is simple. Just browse the folder. Just browse the destination folder. That's it. Okay. The file will be automatically created. Just browse. Just select sync. That's it. Okay, so you can see file path is showing only sync. Okay. Then you can click OK. Okay, so we have successfully created two data sets.
Hi, Alvin.
Yes.
So this is basically just to copy one file from one data set to another, right? Or can we do ETL also operations on this?
No. This activity, this one, for example, ETL, if you want to do, see, they have this Power Query option. Okay, so Power Query is mainly for transformations. If you want to do that, you can do. I will show you. Or you can also use Dataflow for that purpose. Okay, so this one, we are not doing any transformation. Next activity, we'll do transformation also. This is a simple activity. This activity is called just moving. Okay. So usually ADS support two types. One is just movement activity. One is movement and transformation. Okay. So under move and transform, one type is copy. So we are doing that.
Understood. Thanks. Yeah.
Yes. But you should imagine in the bigger picture. We are just using CSV. It could be from multiple sources, huge data. It could be, like I said, see, it could be from replicating from a CSV, which is coming from a API to a SQL server. Okay, later that SQL server I may connect to my Power BI. Okay, so the scope can be bigger according to your need, but the steps will remain same.
Got it. Yeah, thanks.
Yes. So yeah, so I'll just write it down here. Okay, so once you're done with this thing, next step is, remember I told you activity. Okay, that is one action. Okay, the activity we are going to place inside the pipeline. Okay, so next we have to go to other only. We have to go to pipeline. Okay, inside pipeline we are going to create an activity and push it inside that. Keep it inside the pipeline. Okay. So what is the difference between pipeline and activity? Activity is single action. Pipeline is a set of multiple activities. So here we are going to place only one inside the pipeline, but yeah, it can be a multiple activities, like a complete logical unit, a complete task. Okay, first it could be copy, then it could be something else. It could be merging, okay, anything. So let's go to pipeline, new pipeline. Okay, so once you click the new pipeline, you can see here the name. Okay, so you can give any name. For example, I'll give copy pipeline because it is only using for copying, copying activity. Copy pipeline. Okay, so you can see so many options here, activities. Okay, this IDF have a huge scope. Okay, maybe I don't know whether we can cover it in 1 month or what. Okay, Synapse is there, that is analytical tool given by IDF. Then so many things are, data lake analytics is there, HD Insight is there. Many things are there. So the basic starters, we are using this move and transform. Okay, move and transform. So you can see there are two options under move and transform. Copy data, data flow. So for time being, first one we are doing copy data, then next we'll do data flows. Okay, so copy data, if I drag and drop here, okay, you'll get a block like this. Okay, you have a zoom in, zoom out option here. Why? Because this editor window, okay, this can have very complex nature also. I will show you some examples. Okay, so many things can be there. We can connect many things there. Okay, so once you copy this, okay, so drag and drop under move and transform, drag and drop copy data. Okay, there also you can name it. Okay, so it's not mandatory. Okay, my copy activities. I can name it. Okay, then there are some required field here. Okay, source and sync, you can see. Source and sync. So we connect our activity to our data set. Okay, data sets are sync data and source data. So click on source. You have to connect your source data. Okay. Click on sync. Connect on sync data. Okay, I'll repeat. I opened pipeline. I created new pipeline. So left side, you'll see these options. From that, I took this move and transform. I dragged and dropped this copy data block here. Inside the copy data, I have to make some configurations. Okay, that is source and sync. You have to mention your source and sync. Okay. There are also many customizations are there. You can go and explore those things. Most of them are self-explaining, like what type of copying, any filtering, timing, so many options are there. Okay, but time being, let's see how to run this entire process. Okay, so once this is done, okay, pipeline is done. So pipeline, you have to add the activity, move and transform activity is what we are using, specifically copy activity. Okay, so configure it. You have to configure it. Configure what? Configure the source and sync. See that this is why I use this terminology source and sync. See, they are also selling source and sync only. So this is a common terminology in ADF. You can just think of input, output, source and destination, anything. Okay, next is If you do such changes, you can see there is a button coming here, publish all. Okay, publish all. The publish all means when you click publish all, these the changes you have made. What all changes you have made? You created 2 data set. You created a pipeline. Okay, under authoring, you added 3 things. That is going to be made permanent. Okay, so there is a validation will happen, and also it will be made available to the data factory to access it. Okay, so you have to click the publish all. Next, we can do debugging. Okay, validation is not mandatory because when you're publishing only, validation happens in the background. Okay, that all these steps you have done is correct or not, it will check, so it won't be a problem. Okay, so debug, or you can have a trigger also. Okay, trigger option also there. I will tell you the difference. Okay, triggering also you can do. So don't debug. Okay, don't debug. For now, just publish all. Okay, it will tell you these are the changes. Okay, so for debugging, publishing is not mandatory actually. Publishing is mandatory for a live environment when we want to trigger it. How do I say? In development, we have this production and development, right? Yesterday we mentioned. So debugging comes in that development phase, right? So debug to see okay whether we are getting the correct output or not. Okay. So this triggering comes in a live situation, okay, live environment. Imagine when I started explaining ADF, I told you any changes happening in a GitHub can trigger something, or any changes happening in a storage account can trigger something. Okay, or it can be a time trigger. Okay, so like in a live implementation, we will be using trigger. For this particular experiment, we just want to see the output, right? So we don't really have to trigger it. By debugging, we can just run it and see the output. Okay, so once you published it, okay, you have to go into debug. Okay, so before going to debug, I will go to my container and see, make sure it is empty. Okay, so let me go to my container. Storage account, Kelvin storage, containers. Okay, so sync container. Okay, so no result, nothing is there inside the sync container. Okay, I'll keep it open here. Now I am going to debug. Anyone, any doubts? I can see a lot of noise. Thank you. We are running short of time. Okay, so you have to do one more activity. So I'll just I'll share you the steps. Okay, anybody, if you have doubts, you can follow the steps. Okay. So yeah, so you can just debug here. Okay, so once you click debug, you can see a process. Okay, monitoring the progress you can see here. Okay, debug progress will come here only. Okay, so you have a monitor screen here. So if you go there, you won't see. Okay, many people ask this doubt why it is not coming in monitor. The debug won't come inside monitor. When you trigger, no, in a live environment, when you trigger, that will come inside the monitor tab. Okay, I'll show you that also. We can do again. We can trigger and see also. The debugging, you can see it was very quick because very small file. Okay, succeeded. Okay, copy data activity succeeded. Duration 16 seconds. 16 seconds. Okay, so if I go to my sync and if I refresh, okay, you can see that emb.csv is created. emb.csv is created. So you can right click and view the content. Okay, so you can see. Okay. So those who got output inside the sync, take a screenshot of this page and share it in the chat. I'll repeat again what I did after creating pipeline. I published all. Okay, I published all. Then I clicked debug button. Okay, I clicked the debug button. Okay, so debugging is successful. Debugging was successful. So now what you can do, you can make a change in the source. You go and make a change in the source file, and you can try triggering it and see, okay, whether it's happening again, whether the changes are reflecting or not. right? What is the purpose of trigger? If any change is happening, you have to do it. So now we are going to use a manual trigger. You can also do a automatic trigger also. Okay. So once you got this, okay, take a screenshot and share it in the chat box. Any doubts so far, you can ask me. Okay, very good. Cool. Okay, super. Debug option is right there, sir. What data set we have to choose is like we have to choose blob storage and delimited text. Okay, give me 1 second. Yeah, let you post this, then I'll share you the steps also. Okay. Yeah, so now I want you to experiment this. Okay, what you have to do? Open the.
So one small doubt. Where should I check this sync and source? Once again, I had to go back to Azure portal.
Yeah, open a new tab, ma'am. Open a new tab. Side by side. Go to your storage account. There you can see your containers, sync and source.
Storage account I had to open.
Yes, yes. Whichever storage account you connected to your activity here, that particular storage account you have to go and check. See, now I'm going to go to my storage account, and in the source, okay, in the source file, I'm going to make edit. This is why I told you one of the advantage of using CSV. Here itself you can make a change, right? So this is not mandatory. I'm just telling you to prove the point. Source file. Okay, I'm going to make a change here. I'll right click, edit. So I'm going to change here. Okay, my new indent, I'll change it into my new something UI developer. UI developer. Okay, and I'm going to save it. So I made a change in the source file. I edited it. Now I'm going to trigger again the copy activity. I'll run again basically. Okay, I'll show you what is the difference between trigger and debug. Once you trigger it, you can actually see it under the monitor tab. Okay, the fourth one, I think. Okay, so I changed the source. See, look at this. Okay, this is source container. Okay, so this change I want to see inside the sync container. Okay, so as of now, okay, there is no change. It is still indent. So once I run the activity, okay, it is going to give me this change here. Okay, so go to the same data factory, same activity. Okay, you can see here add trigger now. Okay, trigger now. It's a manual trigger. Add trigger option, trigger now. Okay, just click OK. Okay, so you can see here in the monitor bar now. See, copy pipeline is running. Copy pipeline is running. A manual trigger, status in progress, so and so. Okay, once it's completed, yeah, you can see succeeded. So you'll get a run end time here. You refresh it here. Monitor tab. Oops. Yeah, you can see the run end time. So all triggering will come under this monitor. The debug won't come under the monitor. You can see that succeeded. So where should I go and check? I should go and check in my sync folder. I'll go to my sync folder. See, this is sync container. Okay, I'm going to make a refresh here. Okay, maybe I just need to refresh this itself. Okay, let's see. Time of changing is 12:55. Yeah, modify. Okay. Now it should show. Yes. See the change here. You can see the UI developer, indent is changed into UI developer. Okay, so I'm showing a simple example, but think in the big picture. Okay, think in the big picture, big scope. Okay. Yeah, so I'll just share the steps once. Then we will go to the second activity. Those who completed, you can share in the chat box. Okay, let me just check the steps for this activity. Okay, this is a detailed one. Okay, this is a detailed activity. Detailed steps I'm sharing here. Okay, I prepared for last activity. Yeah. So cool. Yes, I can see done. So if I am little fast, please understand because of the guest session we are running out of time. Okay, that's why. Yeah, done. Yeah, very good. So I can see most of you are able to come with my speed. Super. So the anybody having any trouble, okay, just try this. Okay, just try this once. I have shared you this one steps in the chat. Try it once. If you're still having error, don't worry. We'll resolve in the AMA session. Okay, I'll help you in the AMA session. It's a detailed one. Okay, if you have missed any steps, you can check it. Will any changes done in the sync reflect in source? Automatically it won't. You have to manually trigger it. Okay, you have to run it pipeline because our pipeline is just a one-time running pipeline. We haven't scheduled or put any trigger on it, right? So below the trigger now you can actually see adding trigger option also there. So there is advanced options where based on changes you can trigger it also. But again, it will play in cost part and many other stuff, right? Imagine hundreds of people are using Data Factory itself is going to incur a lot of cost. So yeah, it is possible. Yeah, that is a full whole point of this idea, right? So shall I show you the next activity?
So one small doubt. I have copied, I have changed the data in the source, again triggered, then it is reflecting in the sync. So that much is the activity, right?
Yes, that's it.
Thank
you. It's very simple. So what we're going to do now, we need two files. So I will just share you. Somebody is unmuted and it's Joshi sir. I think your mic has some issue. Yeah. Share this here. Okay. So what we're going to do, we have two CSV files. So this first activity, copy activity, those who are done with Excel also will get output. Only thing, if you want to see the change every time, you have to download and open it and see. Okay, that is inconvenient. That is only issue. Otherwise, it will work. For copy activity, Excel also will work. Okay, Excel format is also supported. But now we are going to do the next activity. It's called data flow activity. Okay, so next we are going to do data flow activity. Okay, this one you have to use CSV file only. Okay, you have to use CSV file only. Even if you use Excel file, the output will be only come in CSV file. Okay, so that will generate some confusion. That is why I'm telling you use only CSV file for this activity. Okay, so what you can do, you can use the same storage account. Okay, no issue. You can use the same storage account. So go to my source storage account. Yeah, I'm going to my source storage account here. I'm going to upload the second file. Second file is this one. Just download it. This one. Okay, I already had this file. Okay, now so source, I'm going to upload the second file.
Aren't we going to use any container in this one?
Yes, same thing. Same container you can use, sir. Or if you want to create, you can create different also, not an issue. But I think for time saving, we can use the same containers, same source and sync. Only thing, to the source, we are adding one more file. We are going to use two files. So this activity is like we are going to merge two files, like a SQL join operation. We are going to merge two files. Okay. So I just uploaded this file. Okay, so address file and AMP file. So you can also upload this your address and AMP file. So you can see the content of the file. Okay. So basically, this file, okay, it has employee ID 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Okay, and address is there, mobile number is there. Okay, so this activity, okay, I'll write like from here. Upload two CSV files to source container. Okay, that is which share a common column. So you may ask, okay, why common column? It's not mandatory to common column. SQL also we can join two tables even without having a common column, right? Which join can be used to join two tables which do not have a common column? SQL join, which join can be used to join two tables which do not have a common column? Anybody?
Cross join.
Yes, perfect. So cross join. Okay, so like a Cartesian product. So here also that is there, but you know the output is not very good looking. So that is why we are considering something which have a common column. So we can actually perform a inner join or left join or a full join, any of that. Okay, so we are going to join two files and going to get a single output file. Okay, so in this case, I'm using, you can use any file of your choice, or you can use my files, emp.csv, address.csv. Again, if your file is very big, it will take some time to complete it. Okay, now the steps are similar. Okay, the steps are very similar. What you have to follow, little changes are there. Okay, some minute changes are there. Okay, so shall we go and do it? Okay, so once you uploaded this is done. Now everything is in the data factory. Okay, so what we can do, you can create a either if you want to remove this pipeline and you can do that is also fine, or I can do like can just remove this. Okay, so that it won't create any confusion. Okay, you can create a new workspace and do, no issue. I'll just remove this.
Sir, after uploading, what you are doing? After uploading two CSV files, what are we supposed to do next?
That is what I'm telling. Okay, this is connected, it is running, we triggered. Okay, so we'll do one thing. Better we just create a to avoid confusion, we can create an entire new factory. Okay, just go to this one. Close. You can just create. Okay, it's not mandatory. What I'm telling you, to save time, just create a new factory itself. Okay, same factory you can do, even with the same pipeline you can do, but it may confuse the people. Okay, that's why I'm freshly doing the second activity. Okay, so I'll give, just create a new data factory. After uploading both the files, just create a new data factory. Okay, Helvin factory 2 I'm giving. Just review and create. Because otherwise you see multiple data sets, source data, and link list also, there will be 3, so it will confuse you. So let's start fresh, so there won't be any confusion. Yeah. So create a new data factory itself. Or if you're finding it difficult to follow, you can just observe it and you can try later at your own convenient time also. That also will work out. You can just note down only the changes in this activity compared to the last activity. Okay. So here, first step is what? Creating link service, right? So go to manage link service. Okay. Same steps. Okay, same steps. Azure, blob storage, continue. Yes, so I'll give something, or I'll keep it same also. my ls. Okay. Choose internet. Choose your storage account. So I'm using the same storage account. So how many linked service should I create here? Okay, so the purpose of this activity, data flow activity, I'm going to take two CSV files from a blob storage, and I'm going to make a operation on it. Okay, I'm going to merge it, and I'm going to create an output. Okay, so but the output is also going to eventually going to come in my container only. Okay, that is the source container. Basically, input and output are coming from both are coming from the same data store, that is blob storage. So in your activity, if you have using only one data store, okay, only one storage type, then you need to use only one linked service. Okay, so here one linked service is enough. Yes, I'll just create the link service. Same thing. This process is same. Okay. So what we are going to do, merging two files, two CSV files. Okay, you can do many things. Once you see this thing, you can see many options. I will show you that. A second, created link service, ls created, third data set. So here there is a change. Okay, data sets. Okay. Here we are going to create three data sets. Okay, here we are going to create three data sets. Okay, so what are the three data sets? Okay, one for your EMP file, one for your what is that address file, one's for your sync. Okay, so here we are going to have two sources, right? So previous one source, one sync. Here two sources, one sync. So there will be three data sets altogether. Okay. So let's go create it. So which option will I use to create data set? Which option we use to create data set? Anybody?
Author.
Yeah. So I can go and quickly create data set.
Author option we used.
Yes, perfect order. So Azure Blob Storage, same steps. Okay. So delimited text. Continue. Yeah. Here, okay, not the screen. Okay, not the screen. When you're creating sync, I will show you that difference. I'll show you that. Okay. Delimited text. Here. I can name it as EMP dataset or EMP data. Link service. My link service. Same thing, you have to browse. From where will I browse? From the source. I'll browse the EMP. Click OK. Again, click OK. Okay, fine. Same thing, same process. But only thing I have to again create a dataset here, one more dataset for the second file. That is also from Azure Blob Storage. That is also all format of delimited text. Continue. Can name it as, okay, always name dataset. Okay, it's otherwise it will confuse you. The ADR data, that is address data. You can choose my link service. You have to choose the file again, source, address.csv. Okay. And okay. Done. So now the third one for the sync. New data set. Okay, I told you that this data flow activity support only output in CSV format. Okay, only output in CSV format. So what happens? Okay, suppose if I give here globe storage. Suppose if you choose Excel here, imagine, okay, you can try it later. Suppose if you would have choose Excel here for the sync output, then this data set won't come in the drop down when we set up the data flow. I will show you. Okay, when we do the data flow, we have to configure things. That time it won't come only. Okay, so data flow support the output only in the CSV format. Okay, so you can experiment that. Okay, so now there is no time to experiment. So I'll go with straightforward. So I have to choose delimited only here. So I'll give this as sync data. Sync data means sync data set. So link service. Okay, so I have to browse only the folder, sync folder. You don't click the EMP CSV. Okay, browse only the folder. This is our previous output. Click only the folder. Click OK. Fine. So we are done with 3 data sets. So what is the next step? Previously, we directly went and created the activity, okay, pipeline. But here we are going to use this option called data flows. So this is another change. Okay, so I'll write here. There is 3 data set. Next, we are going to create data flow. Okay, so data flow, I told you, is a graphical representation of that data transformation. Okay, what happens to data, what operation is taking place there, that one. Then we will create pipeline. Okay, activity will do that. Okay, so data flow. Okay, this you may need to follow. So I'll make it a little slow. Go to data flow. Click new data flow. Okay. Don't take flowlet or anything. Make sure you are choosing data flow. Okay, data flow. So you will get a screen like this. So just confirm that you all got this this one screen.
Yes, sir, got that.
Okay. Yeah. So if you got this, then what you have to do, click on this block. You can see this dashed block here. Just click on this. Okay, so it is coming at source 1. Source 1 means you have to choose the first data set. You can either choose address or EMP, anything is fine. Source 1. So you can come here down. You can see the data set here. Okay, I'm choosing EMP data set. You can see there are 3 columns in EMP data set. Okay, that is correct. Then I can again click this source here. Okay, I click the source. I got this box. Please remember, once you click on this only, this option will come. Okay. Once you click on this only, the option will come. In the pipeline also, it was like that. Only when you click on the block, the option will come. You have to choose the data set here. Okay. Then again, click on source.
Excuse me. Excuse me, sir. I forgot to rename the file name. Then it will come as delimiter 1, 2, like that, right?
No problem. No problem.
Okay.
It will come. Yeah. Only problem your identification. If
Yes,
you
sir.
remember, yeah.
Yes, that time I forgot. Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. No
Can you
issue.
please show it for source 1 again?
Yes, sir. I'll delete this. Yeah. So when you take the screen for the first time, it will be like this. So just click on this add source. Okay, so it will come add source 1 like this. Just choose the data set here. Below source settings, you see source settings, source option, projection, optimize, so many things are there. So just go to settings, data set. It's a mandatory field. You have to choose one data set. Okay. Then again, you have to add the source again, second source. Same process. You can name it if you want, but I think it makes sense to give the default name, source 1, source 2, that's fine. Or if you want to rename EMP, this one, you can do that also. I'll choose here address, which is also have 2 columns. Yeah, maybe I can ADR. Okay, I can name it like this. So hyphen is not valid. ADR source 2, and first one is EMP. First one is EMP.
But
I
we
think I
choose
have-
the data set as an address data, sir.
Yeah, I have choose both set. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Make sure that's why the advantage of naming. Okay. So yeah, EMP data. Okay, just verify it. Address data. Okay, fine. So that means one source for one data set, address or EMP, another for another file. Okay, now next to what you have to, you see this plus button here. Yeah, here or here, any plus button you can see. Maybe I'll just zoom and show you. Okay, in this block, you can see here a plus button. Click on this plus button. There you can see so many options. Okay, joining, splitting, union operation. You know, join happen horizontally, unions happens vertically, like joins. No specific condition is needed for union. We need to have same column header, so and so number of columns, everything, right? Then we have so many options: pivoting, ranking, etc., flattening, so many. Okay. Then you have, okay, so we will stick to the symbol operation. Okay, join operation.
Sir, excuse me, sir. I just want to tell you something. Like that time you were saying for join number of columns should be same. So that is the condition for union, sir.
No. Number of columns is no need to be same. I never said
Yes,
anywhere. I
because
said
for
there has to
joining
be a
at least
common column.
some common column, right?
Yeah, common column. I never
column.
said.
Yes,
No,
yes.
ma'am. Yeah.
Yes.
So union, you need to have same number of columns, so and so. Join, no need. Then what is the purpose of join? It's horizontally happens, right? We are merging different columns based on common
Yes,
column.
Yes.
Yeah. Even common column is not needed. That is what I asked one faculty. You can use cross
Yes,
join, but it
yes.
doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
Yes, but we can
Why?
do theta join also, greater than, less than, equal to. that way
Anything.
Yes,
See why we are going with symbol one, so that output will be more understandable. Why I telling you to take a two CSV file which having a common column. Even the column names no need to be same. Okay, so data has to be same matching. That's it. So why it is so that we can see a proper output, like a joined output. Okay, you'll see that once you click here. Okay, join. Okay, one block will come, join. Plus
Helvin,
button. Yes.
sorry to interrupt. I have a strange problem. The person who just now spoke, the lady who just now spoke, her name is showing as my thing, Vaidyanathan. I don't know why.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
No. We
Yeah.
can keep it for later. Okay, we can keep it for later.
Okay, I just wanted to let you know. Yeah.
No, I just couldn't hear you, sir.
No, just leave it, ma'am. Nothing important.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, So join block, if you have added successfully, once you can click that block, okay. You can just name it if you want, prefer, but it's not a problem. What you can see, the important thing, left stream is already connected. Okay, left stream is already connected. That means because we click this plus button, right? The right stream you have to choose manually. Your right stream you have to choose manually. So once you click on the join block, right stream, you can choose that address source. Okay, so now you can see graphically it is connected. The idea is from EMP source 1, address source 2, both are coming to this join block where the join operation is going to happen. Okay, so see here, you can see the join type. You have full outer, inner, left, right, and custom join, that is the cross join. Okay, so by default is inner. I also feel that inner join makes more sense to see the output. You can experiment any of it, not an issue. Okay, then below, yeah, this is a mandatory thing. Okay, mandatory thing that you have to give the join condition. You know, even if you are using on clause or using clause, we need to mention which column we are using, except for cross join, all other join, right? So I will choose here the column EID. Choose your column EID. Okay, in this case, my column name is also same. No need to be same, right? A column name, it could be E number and EID. It could be ENID or EMPID. Okay, anything it could be. But the point is, choose left and right join streams and give this last. You have to drag down. You have to give this join condition because it's mandatory. I'll repeat, click on join. Okay. Rename if you want, if not, also no issue. Choose left and right streams. Choose the join type. By default, it will be inner join. Go down, go down, go down. Choose the condition.
Excuse me, sir. In case there is no column, then the output will be blank. So in that case, there will be a problem. So I think left join or left outer join or right outer join will be suitable for the.
It is there, ma'am. It is there.
Okay, you have that data.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
okay.
So the first rule is understand the data. Okay, so you can check that we do have matches for 1, 2, 3 in the column. Okay, so don't worry, you will get output. Yes. So yeah. So you can, once you've done this, okay, we are not done yet. Okay, what happens after joining? You're telling me take these two stream, join it. Okay, if you think fine, I understand data flow created. Next step is we have to connect to sync, right? We are connecting to sync. Okay, we are going to connect to sync. You must have already assumed it. Okay, you can see here, there's a plus button. Okay. If you go down, last option, okay, destination, you can see a block called sync. A sync. Now, this is where I told you that data set, no, output data set. So, see in this drop down, it will show only CSV. Okay, only CSV data sets it will show here. You can experiment it. If you have connected, when you are, if you are given to your sync data as an Excel file or something, it won't show, it won't list here only. Okay, because data flow activity by default generate the output in CSV format. And you can also see the columns is showing as file. Okay, can anybody tell me from SQL point of view what could be why these columns are 5, not 6 in the output?
Sorry, sir.
Because of the column, common column.
Yeah, because of the
Employee
common column.
IDs get merged.
Yeah, so EID, both places it is EID, right? The name is same. So it is just like a using clause in SQL query. How we give the using clause, just like that it is working. If the column names were different, suppose it was different, then it would work like a on clause. Okay, so that time the output also will have 6 columns. Okay, just like similar to SQL. Okay, no issue. So all of you done with this data flow? Then it is very simple. Yes. So the major part is done. Okay, data flow is done. Okay, make sure you're seeing the this one as output as 5 column. Done. So next is just take it. So it is like your battery is ready, or your what is it, the material is ready. You're going to bake it. Okay, you're going to put it in the microwave oven. Okay, you're going to put it on your stove. So that is what we do in the pipeline. We are going to take this out, cook it. Okay, you're going to run it. So go to pipeline, new pipeline. Okay, you can name it anything. I'll name it as join pipeline. Okay, I may take, yeah, I'll try to finish in 130. Yeah. Join pipeline. So now again move and transform data flow. You can see data flow. Drag and drop. Last time we used copy, this time we are using data flow. Okay. You can name it optional. Join flow, anything. Okay. In the settings, you have to choose the data flow. Data flow 1. Okay, parameter will show like this. Red, this one will come. Okay, like this. Don't worry. It's not. It will nothing will be there in parameter. So don't worry about it. Only settings you have to choose data flow. That's it. Okay. Now you know the drill. Publish, debug, or trigger anything. So I will trigger this time. Okay. So publish 5 changes are there. What are the 5 changes? 3 data set, 1 data flow, 1 pipeline. All this I'm going to push into the live environment. Okay, I'm making the changes permanent. Publish, Okay, so if you want to trigger, you have to publish it. Okay, that is important. If you want to debug, publish is not mandatory, but if you want to trigger, you have to publish it. Yeah, now let me trigger it manually. I'm going to trigger it. Okay, before triggering,
In
I'll
my
just
case,
go.
it is asking me to specify the parameter for the data flow.
Have you done the same steps, sir? If you have done my same step, then it won't ask.
I'm sure that I've done the same.
Just click on this. Is it coming any options here?
Yeah, I do have some options in the parameters, but I'm not,
okay.
I'm not sure.
That,
I'm not
yeah,
showing
that,
anyway.
Yeah,
It's
if it is
empty, I guess.
Yeah, it is empty. That is certainly.
Yeah,
If the
it's
red color,
empty.
you can ignore. Yeah, this you can ignore.
But when I publish, it is telling me that no value provided for parameter 1 for data flow.
I think like can ignore it. Let's see. Let's trigger it and see. Okay, before triggering, I'll just finish it, sir. Then we can address it. Don't worry. Okay, before triggering, let me go to my sync. Okay, sync. Okay, refresh the sync once. Okay, so only one file is there. That is a previous file. If you want to delete that, you can delete. Let's keep it. Not an issue. Okay, now let's run this data flow. Trigger now. Okay. Okay, so if you are debugging in this particular activity, you may have to click debug twice. Okay, that's why I'm going for triggering, because you have to first make the cluster ready, then only you can debug. So just go use trigger, that is easy. Okay, you can see running. Okay, so you can see monitor. It will take some time. Okay, so 36 seconds already done, but it's not run yet. Okay, it's not completed yet. You'll get a notification here. Also, you can see here refreshing, and you can see here. So it will take some time. So I will show you the output. I'll wind up. I may take 2-3 minutes extra. So please excuse me, but we'll finish it off today. So we can tomorrow firstly start with ML Studio. Yeah. So I think it's successful. Still running. Okay. So if anybody got the output, okay. It depends on your file. Okay, it may happen early also. So if you got output, what you can do, you can take a screenshot of the output file. The output file will have a specific name and all. Meanwhile, can do something. Let me just share you these steps. Okay, if anybody have, I think this is almost complete. Okay. So if anybody had any issues, we can try it with this one. This will guide you. Yeah, it's simple, but yeah, you just need to get used to it. And also you can go experiment with different types of joins, everything. Okay. Okay, how many time it's been? Already 1 minute. Okay. 2 minutes. Okay, still it is in progress. Okay, if you have any doubts, I will. Anybody, all of you are getting this screen, or have you successfully done this step? Please let me know. I will just show you the output and I'll wind up the session. So I suggest you can go try the copy activity with SQL and all, because you already know how to create SQL, right? So you can create SQL and you can try to connect it. So you have to create 2 link services that case. Yeah, all options are self-explanatory. You can try it once. Okay. Or I'll also try to show.
What join did you use in the join? So which type of join did you?
Inner join. It's taking longer than usual. Many are using the same time.
Helvin, you can check in the storage. It must be there.
Okay. Let me see.
Refresh.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Cool. So it's created at 1:31. Yeah, just 1 minute ago. Just now, I think. Would we deflector here also? Yeah. So now it is succeeded. Okay, now succeeded. So you can see here the output. Yeah. So inside my sync container, you can see that file. Okay, this is the file. This is success. This file is just a flag. Okay, there is no size 0 byte. This is a flag. It's like it's telling success. This is our output file. Right click it. This part 0001. Okay, it's automatic naming. Just click view. Okay, preview. You can see this coming from my first table. Okay, 1, 2, 3 row, 3 columns. Sorry, and address and mobile is coming from the address table. This is from EMP table. This is from address table. So there is a match for 1, 2, 1, 3, and 6. Okay, 3 records are matching on the EMP ID column, EID column. Okay, so this is your output. So those who got this output, take a screenshot and share in the chat. Okay, that's it. We have done 2 activities successfully within the time. Okay, I'm 3 minutes late. Yeah. Yeah. So any doubt?